So can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
So I would like to introduce to the participant Dr. Ashish Kumar Panda sir again. Dr. Ashish Kumar Panda sir is a distinguished Central Secretariat Service Officer, currently serving as Deputy Secretary at NITI Aayog, Government of India, renowned for his multifaceted contributions to both research and academia. Dr. Panda stands as an exemplar among the nation's dynamic officers with a profound academic background. Dr. Panda holds a PhD in climate crisis and disasters, complemented by an MBA in disaster management. Over a span of 25 years, he has garnered extensive interdisciplinary experience across a spectrum of crucial ministries and departments, including defense, accounts, industrial policy promotion, heavy industry, Office of the Principal Scientific Advisor to the Government of India, Disaster Management Division, Ministry of Home Affairs, National Institute of Disaster Management, and National Medical Counseling. Sir's expertise extends to the development and implementation of robust policy framework as well, particularly in the realm of sustainable water governance and disaster management. His endeavors have been instrumental in translating scientific water management principles into actionable strategies, aligning seamlessly with the vision of Viksit Bharat Abhiyan. So over to you, sir, for your first session. Please, sir, over to you.
Thank you, Avdesh ji. I'm audible?
Yes, sir. Sound and clear.
Okay, thank you. So first of all, at the very outset, I congratulate the entire team for holding such kind of sessions, because hand-holding is very important in modern times when our young generation, when they want to go ahead with their academic parlance and other success stories, if they want to pursue, then in most of the occasions and times, they don't find right type of guidance in opportune time. So congratulations for that. So I have been allotted probably 10 minutes, Avdesh ji. So
yes, sir.
I would like to cover the very basic question why this subject was initiated and rather thankfully included in the UGC-NET syllabus in times to come. So basically, if you know, I did my PhD in the climate change issues, and because it had some connections with the environment sector, and probably that is why I could do MBA in disaster management, which was a rare kind of a degree in our country that is being offered in the IP University in Delhi. But my PhD was accepted in the Department of Environment Science in IP University, though there is a Department of Disaster Management over there. But because they don't accept PhDs in disaster management per se in many of the universities, so we have to go to the environment science or environment management departments. So what happens, they would prefer those PhDs which have some linkages with respect to environment or climate change and issues like that. So that was kind of a situation in our country where disaster risk management is a very important subject, and everywhere students want to do pure PhD in disaster risk management, which might not have any connections with environment or climate change per se. So this is one reason why UGC thought that it has to come as a separate pure subject for PhD and research purposes. So we should thank the government and also congratulate ourselves that we are living in a regime right now where those students who really want to pursue higher studies in disaster management, they have found now a way about it. With respect to the, what kind of that examination process and other syllabus issues will be there, most of the part will be covered by Avdesh ji. But basically, the students who are going for this kind of examination, they should learn what happened in the field of disaster risk management in our country vis-a-vis what happened in the international arena for at least the last 20-30 years, 2-3 decades. So most importantly, what happened in 1999, we faced the Odisha super cyclone. Then in 2 years time, 2001, we faced the Gujarat Bhuj earthquake. And there that mindset changed. Earlier, it used to be the response-centric disaster management approach. We will wait for the disaster, it will come, then we will do all the response activities. But you have to learn this disaster management cycle, that's part of your syllabus. If you go to that cycle, not only response is important, but also the preparedness, the mitigation, the adaptation, the kind of approach now we are talking about. Build back better with respect to Sendai framework of disaster risk reduction. And a new concept, disaster comes, we give the response, and then we leave the community which has faced the disaster on their own. No. Now you have to go for PDNA, post-disaster need assessment studies. So you have to handhold those affected communities for many, many years to come, so that they go for sustainable development in times to come. So with these new concepts, you have to adopt to new kind of syllabus that has been prescribed for the disaster management thing. The other thing is, like in our country, how it was developed, like we had our Disaster Management Act 2005, you have to study that. We had our National Policy of Disaster Management 2009. Then we have our National Disaster Management Plan for the entire country that was brought in 2016, then reviewed in 2019. So these are few documents which are very, very important to learn if you really want to follow this subject to the core strength. Similarly, what was happening in the international arena? Like in 2015, 3 important documents that came through, that is Sendai Framework for Disaster Risk Reduction, Sustainable Development Goals, and the third one, Paris Climate Change Agreement. All these documents cut together, they have association with disaster risk management issues, and you will have to go through these important aspects when you study for this particular subject. If you see this syllabus for that first paper, that is common for all other subjects. Forget about disaster management. It's common for any subject if you want to go for UGC-NET. Like this teaching aptitude, that is common. Research aptitude, that is common. Comprehension, communication, and other than UGC-NET, if you appear any examination in our country, be it Staff Selection Commission examination, UPSC examination, or banking services examination, you have to go for mathematical or reasoning aptitude, logical reasoning, then data interpretation, and also this ICT material, information and communication technology. So from those books which are available for other exams also, from there also you can take help to clear the first paper. Other than that, the last 2 modules, that is people, development and environment, that is new with respect to the first paper of disaster management, and higher education, because after doing PhD and while doing PhD, you are into higher education sector. You should be knowing the entire process the country is going through with respect to higher education. What are the policies? What was the past where we have reached, like this new education policy and things like that. You should be aware of these kind of processes in our country. Now, if we talk about the main subject, that is disaster management, the syllabus will be discussed mainly by Avdeshji. But if we talk about the first 3 important that modules, the first one is Introduction to Disaster Management. So when you are into this subject, well, for UGC-NET, for any subject, if you are into any subject, then you have to go to the basic concepts of those subject. So similarly, in disaster management, you have to learn the key terms and definitions of what is a hazard, what is vulnerability, exposure, and things like that. And their interconnections, their equations, how things develop, how it is processed in times, how we develop capacity, and how it is going to help to reduce the impact of disaster in any scenario at the ground level. Like who are the frontline first responders? Now, what are the very basic thing. If you want to learn about the plans, policies, and guidelines in disaster management or risk management, then at the national level, you have to go to the national authority, that is National Disaster Management Authority. If you want to learn about the training or the capacity building or the teaching with respect to disaster management, then you have to go to National Institute of Disaster Management at the central level. And similarly, the force you see at the ground level at the times of disaster to help the affected community, you see NDRF, National Disaster Response Force. So likewise, at the subnational level, this NIDM converts to ATIs, Administrative Training Institute, like this NDMA converts to SDMAs, like this NDRF converts to SDRF, so on and so forth. So basic institutional mechanism you have to learn with respect to the first module, that is Introduction to Disaster Management. Then disaster is basically a culmination of the hazards which are available over there. Because of vulnerability, it turns into a disaster. So various kinds of hazards, what are those classifications? And there is a fine difference between human-induced disaster, natural disasters, So those kinds of terminology, and also their shaping, how they shape and how they impact the local community, that is very important to learn. That is part of this first module. Then vulnerability and risk assessment and management, like this early warning systems and common alert protocols, and this analysis, how you collect data and convert into that analysis of vulnerability index, and the kind of impact that it is going to show at the ground level for the local community, that you have to learn. And disaster management in India, the processes, how it developed, like I mentioned, the 99 this Odisha super cyclone, so on and so forth. We learn from past disasters, then we develop science and technology with respect to disaster risk management. So what happens, like in Odisha super cyclone, we faced many fatalities and lots of losses with respect to property and this livestock. But later on, this feline and kind of cyclones in Odisha, that eastern part, we could save many human lives because of our knowledge with respect to past lessons that we learned from various disasters. So that is also important. What we learn from the past disasters and how we include in our plans and disaster management plans, and how we implement at the time of the incoming ensuing disasters, that is very, very important. So that is part of that first module. The second module talks about the research methodology for disaster management. Research methodology is common subject for any subject, so to say, UGC-NET examinations. But with respect to disaster management, what kind of research you are going to do, what is its meaning, its concepts, and types of research, whether it is social research, applied research, exam research, so on and so forth. How you will do the literature review with respect to that? How will you bring the gaps in the past literature reviews, which will form a hypothesis for your future research areas or projects, and how to validate your hypothesis with respect to various tools that is available, various statistical tools you have to learn with respect to doing your research. So these are parts of this second module, how you will go for your research design, data collection. And data collection is important, but to synthesize those data with respect to various tools, statistical tools, to analyze it, and then to come to terms what is the outcome of your research with respect to the hypothesis you made. So those kinds of methods, what are those methods? That is part of the syllabus. Then ethical consideration, like one word you must have heard, this plagiarism. I mean, you can't just copy paste from places. Now these tools are very important in modern times. UGC is very, very particular about that. You can't copy from past research and just by mixing few of the outcomes come out with a new kind of copy paste kind of research. So your research should be based on proper data, ground level data, their analysis, and a new kind of outcome that you might suggest with respect to the 3 or 4 years hard work that you're going to do after clearing your UGC-NET. So these are part of your syllabus. So I think that is very, very important. And the third one is the legal framework, policies and governance. Like I mentioned, why NDM is important with respect to framing policies, guidelines, rules. So those things you have to know. That is, I mentioned Disaster Management Act and other amendments that we have made in the past, and also this our policy of National Disaster Management Policy of 2009. And most importantly, this National Disaster Management Plan of 2016, then reviewed in 2019. That is very, very important. It tells you how plans are made and how it is reviewed. It is very important to learn that it has to be reviewed every year. That's mandatorily. And the other thing is, if in a year there are 3 to 4 important disasters, then after every such a disaster, these plans need to be reviewed. So policy I mentioned, then state disaster management plans are there. NDMP I already mentioned. Then district disaster management plans are also there. And every institution, it has been mentioned in the DM Act that every institution has to have its plan made and has to be deposited in the DM office. Why? Because when disaster strikes, and if that institution or that building collapses, then at least the DM has that DM plan to come to the rescue, search, and other effective measures in the times of disaster. I mentioned that PDNA, post-disaster need assessment. Now this is a new kind of scenario where we are not leaving the affected community just after the disaster. we are with them so that we are going to bring back better policy for them so that they can sustain future disasters if they are going to come to that particular area. Then institutional mechanisms, right from our crisis management committee at the top level headed by Honorable Prime Minister to the district level, there are various committees and institutional mechanisms are there. The forces that is there, NDRF, SDRF and DDRF are there, and financial mechanism, that is very, very important. All these activities, where will you bring your finances from? So established norms and established financial framework that's been laid down in DM Act, and also various rules and regulations. So that is part of your syllabus. So you have to learn all these things. I believe the rest of the part of the syllabus will be covered by Avdesh ji. I wish lots of good luck to all the students who have joined in this program. And in future also, like Amit ji mentioned, that this kind of activity should be continued regularly. So we will always be there with you. Any kind of queries, like Avdesh ji mentioned, that there are 85 important questions already garnered or collected over there. So you would like to answer to all these questions, if not in today's program, through mails or probably in future programs. So thank you, Avdesh ji. The next part of syllabus you can cover. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Deep gratitude, and I think no one then you can tell us how this subject is started its journey. And we got a lot of insights by competitive point of view, because you already qualified a very reputed exam, and now you are serving to the country, and this is also a competitive nature which demands a lot of labor. And as I also have to extend this lecture further, I would like to thank you again for providing the insight about the PDNA as well. Sir, I would like to let you know that the PDNA is also included in UGC Disaster Management NET syllabus this time. So
Okay, good.
earlier,
Yes.
earlier in the previous syllabus, we were not able to find these type of latest topics. Yet many experts believe that it is a basic nature of syllabus, but integration of these type of topics like PDNA and spatial technology, it is not only going to enrich the nature of this subject, but also help the student when they qualify and go for the further research in the subject. So this preparation is going to help there as well. So thank you, sir. And
The last point, for any kind of examination, forget about UGC-NET. The only thing I want to mention to the students who have joined over here, perseverance, that is very, very important. How regular you are, and the grit, that determination, that has to be there inside you. Because probably in the first examination that you happen in December, you might not get that success. But if you are with the examination, if you love this subject, then only come to this kind of examinations. And if you are into it, then definitely one day you will clear this examination.
okay, thank you for adding the value further. And now I would like to inform everyone that we have 106 participants connected here with us, and this number is rising because people are still sending the request to join the session. And now the part of the syllabus. So it is going to be introduced by myself. So I am an assistant professor in Department of Civil Engineering at University Bareilly, Uttar Pradesh.
Avdesh,
Having some sir, please.
I would like to read it for you. If you can
Please.
make it full screen. It doesn't look good. You read for yourself.
Please, because I have the two responsibilities.
Can you make it full screen, please? Yeah. So Avdesh ji, yeah, I read out your details. The Avdesh ji is an engineer and assistant professor of civil engineering at the University Uttar Pradesh Bareilly, and he has over 10 years of aggregate experience in academia and in the related field. And along with his regular academic responsibilities, he also represents his university as a nodal officer in the India Universities and Institutions Network and Disaster Risk Reduction, IIDM-DMCC. He has a keen interest and passion for disaster management and has contributed to several capacity building programs with leading organizations such as NHPC. When I was with NIDM, then we have conducted many programs. NIDM, then CROPC, IMD, ONGC, and HRDCs of various universities. Avdesh ji has a research interest in the area of geospatial technologies, sustainable engineering solutions, and resilient infrastructure. He is actively contributing to various non-government and government-funded work orders and the miscellaneous academic activities as a professional resource. His articles have been regularly published by prominent magazines, newspapers, and websites. He recently co-authored a book titled Disaster Management, which is particularly developed as a desktop reference for government officers and stakeholders. I've seen the book, that is very, very good. And he also serves as an assistant editor in the university's international journal entitled University's Journal of Science and Technology, IJST. He is associated with reputed societies, including the South Asia Disaster Research Institutes, an initiative of IIT Roorkee. And Avdesh ji is a certified Miyawaki professional, Directorate of Environment, Lucknow, and is passionate about using his skills and experience to make a positive impact on society. He is actively involved in various social awareness programs. Avdesh, over to you.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you for such a nice introduction. And let's proceed with the main area. This is the syllabus. We can see, as you said that, as you also explained about the paper one, it is a paper which is common to all. And one good news for the participants or aspirants is UGC till now there is no negative marking in this. And after the introduction of the disaster management in syllabus 2, I think there will be no negative marking in this as well. And the entire syllabus is divided into 10 units, which are actually interrelated, I can say, because if you leave any unit, you will find something missing in the next unit. So the one approach which I would like to emphasize, that you have to go, it will be better, it is advisable that whenever anyone prepare for this exam, he must go in a successive order in place of going with a random approach. So first of all, introduction of disaster management. Ashish sir elaborated a number of points regarding that introduction to disaster management, why this subject was included and what are the probable consequences. It is also discussed by in his session. Then research methodology and disaster management is included in the unit 2. It was a trend that the social science students and the students of the geography discipline and engineering discipline. So usually the research methodology they studied, it is a combination of all these disciplines. So since disaster management is an interdisciplinary subject, that's why we are going to see research methodology and for the disaster management specific research methodology here in its syllabus. Its syllabus is also available on UGC official website, and I will also share that syllabus both in Hindi and in English on our WhatsApp group as well for the help of our aspirants. And the third one is the legal framework, policy and governance, particularly Disaster Management Act 2005 and the plan and policies like National Disaster Management Plan December 2019, which was released in December 2019. It is a very important part of this unit 3. And then for unit 4 is regarding the society development and disasters. How societies are going to be impacted with the disaster, particularly the novel dimension of the disasters are nowadays adding. We have recently witnessed COVID-19, and we also know that there was a global lockdown, not the national lockdown. So these are some impact on the society and what are the development in our surrounding is enhancing the probability of disasters. It is also going to be discussed in unit 4. It is also a part of this. And unit 5 is regarding CBDRR, which is community-based disaster risk reduction, how we can involve them, how the disaster, how they can be prepared by disaster management. Luckily, we have K. Vasudaman sir is with us, who spent his entire life in community-based disaster risk reduction and a very renowned name in that domain. And Unit 6 is regarding health and disasters. So health and disasters, how this particular domain of health is contributing to the disaster management and its various aspects are discussed in Unit 6. Unit 7 is regarding the environment and ecology and climate change aspect. As we know that climate change is problem or a issue which is increasing the vulnerability, increasing the possibility of disasters and making the people more and more vulnerable with each passing decade. And that's why this topic is integrated in the syllabus of disaster management, possibly by the expert. And I received a question, I received a suggestion in the chat box that why you are not speaking in Hindi. Sir, I am keeping it in English because participants from various parts of the country are connected with us, not from the Hindi speaking states. That's why we are trying to make it in a uniform language. And then Unit 7, remote sensing and geographic information system. It is another innovative technology which is extensively used in the disaster management in the recent year, and by which we can go for the mapping and we can develop the early warnings, and there are lots of implementation of remote sensing and geographical info system in disaster management. And then we move toward the ninth, information and communication technology and other emerging technology. It is a very interesting fact that the communication is considered as a very significant part of disaster management process. When the high-powered committee in 1999 was please keep your mic requested to.
मुझे तो पर्टिकुलरली लगता है कि ठीक है, बिकॉल या कुछ और हाई लेवल प्रोफेशनल्स उसमें रहते हैं ना कमिटी में, तो इतना भयंकर लेवल.
Okay, so continue the information communication technology. When the high-powered committee in 1999 was set up, and it provided a lot of attention toward the communication technology, because the disruptions of communication is just like the opening of the Pandora box of disasters. And nowadays we have a lot of technologies emerging for the communication purpose, as we are using the crowdsourcing as well and such similar technology. That's why this ninth chapter is integrated here. And last is Unit 10, which is emergency response and management. How the system can respond, how community can be prepared. This is integrated here. Its detailed syllabus I will share in the chat box, and you can find everything there in both and Hindi and English. So this is something which is included in the syllabus of paper 2 as this subject in the subject of disaster management. And coming back to the paper pattern, so paper pattern is similar one, which is for all the other subject of for the UGC, which are already ongoing. And similarly, like there is a 300 marks total paper. 300 marks total exam pattern will be the 300 marks total pattern. There will be 50 questions of 2 marks each in the paper 1, and there will be no negative marking, and it will be common for all the subjects, so there is no very much discussion about that. And paper 2 will be of 200 marks. 100 questions will be there, and 2 marks of 2 marks each, for 2 marks each. And this will be the simple exam pattern, like we can compare it with the UGC-NET disaster management and other similar subjects. So this is regarding the syllabus. So with this introduction about the syllabus, I am summing up my presentation for throwing the light on the aspect. on the next aspect, which is regarding the eligibility criteria and right preparation strategy. So maximum question are for the syllabus and exam pattern side, and then eligibility, the maximum aspirants were asking in the in the registration form that I have completed the master degree and whether I am eligible for the master degree in some subject, which is not disaster management, obviously. So whether I am able to write this exam or not in the December 2024. So for answering such question, I would like to invite Dr. Raj Lakshmi ma'am. And before inviting ma'am, let me introduce ma'am. Dr. Raj Lakshmi Srivastava ma'am has over 21 years of rich experience in academics and as well as in corporate. She has an excellence in stress management and work-life balance of exclusives and teams. She is holding key positions in academic life. Presently, she is working as an associate professor in Faculty of Commerce and Management in United University, Prayagraj. Her unique perspective comes from working within different domains like academics, CSR, culture, women and child development, skill empowerment, trainer, counselors. Am I audible, Ashish sir? Can anyone confirm me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can. You are very much audible.
Okay. I think there is an individual problem somewhere because they are not able to hear my voice. I can see in the chat box. Okay. So, ma'am, continuing with ma'am's introduction. Ma'am is a skill empower. Ma'am is known for skill empowerment, trainer, counselor, and life coach as well. Under her guidance, 12 students had awarded their PhD degree. And she is a keen researcher. She completed many research projects from University of Washington, USA, AIT, Bangkok. Dr. Raj Lakshmi ma'am applies her expertise in the area like individual and group behavior, motivation, team building, stress management, personality, and work-life balance with the help of psychometric tools, which are indeed an eye-opener for participants. Dr. Srivastava has also participated and presented paper in more than 14 national and international conferences in India and abroad. She has published more than 35 papers in reputed national and international journals, including Scopus. She holds various distinguished positions of authority in Sri Ram Sarup Memorial University as well in United University. Ma'am, I know this is very less because you have also won many awards as well, but I would request you to please take up the session, and over to you, ma'am, for throwing light on the eligibility criteria of the candidate for the UGC-NET examination. Please, over to you.
अवधेश जी,
सर,
स्क्रीन में शेयर करने की कोशिश करो है। शेयर होगा तो बताइएगा।
I can see this, sir. I think it is regarding that Bhopal.
नहीं, ये वाला देखिए।
UGC-NET in disaster. Okay, sir. Please take it on the presentation mode, please.
Okay.
And I can see that, sir, you are also guiding in the in the chat box as well to the aspirants, like DM Act 2005 and NDMP.
मैं बताऊंगा अभी बहुत सारे बुक्स भी बता दूंगा मैं उसमें।
Please, ma'am.
मैम, आप सुन पा रही हैं प्लीज?
Ma'am, kindly unmute yourself. Raj Lakshmi ma'am, can you hear me?
एक्चुअली वो अनम्यूट नहीं कर पा रही हैं, उनको प्लीज अनम्यूट कर दीजिए।
हाँ, अवधेश जी अपनी तरफ से करिए प्लीज।
I have sent the request to ma'am. She can unmute.
एक बार कॉल कर लेते हैं।
Please just press the unmute button.
मैं बोलता हूँ फिर से।
हाँ, एक बार अमित जी प्लीज।
I think ma'am is unmuted. I think ma'am is unmuted.
Yes, yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Rashmi ma'am, can you hear us?
Ma'am, we cannot hear you.
एक minute.
Sir, it is unmuted from my side. We can see her muted. Ma'am's mic is unmuted now,
Ma'am,
but we
hello.
can't hear voice. Please, sir.
मैम अपना आपकी वॉइस नहीं आ रही, एक साथ कीजिए आप। वेरीफाइड तो दिखा रहे हैं अभी। अब आप बोलिए भैया, लग चेक कर लीजिए एक बार ये पर, या अपना स्क्रीन को मेन में। हेलो।
Hello. Okay, sir. If hello,
Yes,
हाँ
yes,
बोलिए।
yes.
can we proceed with the session of Miss Sinha, sir, and
हाँ
sorry,
बिल्कुल।
with the next session of I think
Just
Dr. Rajneesh Ranjan, sir, and I will coordinate
हेलो
ठीक
with
है।
ma'am.
मैम ऐसा है, आप मिनिमाइज कीजिए अपना विंडो, ये जो मीटिंग चल रहा है सडनली वो छोटी वाली विंडो पे वो वीडियो और माइक दोनों बंद के आ जाएंगे, वहां पे क्लिक कीजिए, वहां से। अच्छा, हाँ वो कर रहे हैं, वो कोई दूसरा शुरू कर रहे हैं, तो आप एग्जिट करके एंटर कर लीजिए अंदर में।
तो मैं स्टॉप शेयरिंग करूँ क्या?
हाँ
Yes, sir.
पता नहीं
Hello.
हेलो।
Rajneesh Ranjan, sir, is available. Can you hear us, sir?
अच्छा अवधेश जी, मैंने शेयरिंग हटा
Hello.
दिया, एक बार देख लीजिएगा।
Hello. हाँ, sir.
Ma'am is reconnecting. In the meantime, Rajiv sir can start. Or Ashish ji, if or Avdesh ji, if there is a problem, I can start.
Yes.
Just,
हाँ श्योर ऐसा कर लीजिए।
just to save the time. And then Rajiv sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
हाँ
We
आगे
can hear you.
आगे
Yes, sir.
रजनीश जी
Yes,
Can
sir.
you hear
Yes.
me?
हाँ
Yes, sir.
बिल्कुल सर प्लीज।
You are
okay,
audible, sir.
fine. Thank you. So actually the problem was that I could not unmute myself. There was a problem. So somehow this is also a part of disaster syllabus that we need to control our day-to-day disasters. And once the students, those who are going to become a trainer, a master trainer or a teacher in their life, they will have to handle this kind of situation more often. Once projector will not be working, the guest faculty at the last moment will say, no, I am sorry, sir, I cannot come. So the faculty has to take care of each and every kind of, such kind of situation. So thank you very much, Abdeji, for inviting me in this very, very important session, which is very, very landmarking session, I must say to you. Yes, you wanted to say something about me. Just in brief, very brief, I am a very kind of a general person. No need to introduce in much elaborated manner, please. Abdeji.
Please, sir, please. I was waiting for your permission, sir, and thank you for your time. And I would like to introduce Dr. Rajneesh Ranjan, sir, very senior, and Dr. Rajneesh Ranjan, sir himself is a CSIR UGC-NET qualified professional and has extensive experience as a senior consultant with the Apex Disaster Management Body of India, like National Disaster Management Authority. He also has an experience of working in National Institute of Disaster Management under Ministry of Home Affairs. His expertise in disaster management and mitigation has significantly contributed to national preparedness and response strategies, ensuring effective and efficient handling of various disaster scenarios. Additionally, a very important point why I requested sir to be the part of this program, because sir is a strong background in developing the course material and e-learning modules and enhancing the educational resources and accessibility for disaster management professional and stakeholder. Sir, here I would like to add one line that most of the people who are preparing for the disaster management and going to appear in the December 2024, they have the challenge that where they can find the right strategy, because it is an interdisciplinary subject and it is not easy to get the guidance and relevant strategy. What the best strategy will be? So please enlighten us. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Engineer Aviz Abdeshji, for your permission to start myself. I will be very focused, and I will just elaborate about the kind of right strategies for different units. And I will also speak in bilingual, Hindi also, because many of the students I came to know that they are in Hindi and they understand Hindi only. So I'll speak in Hindi also so that they can also understand what this. First of all, some of the basic points I would like to share with you is that when we were talking initially that the UGC has announced that disaster management has to be incorporated in the syllabus, and we were talking about the topics, but topics have been incorporated. तो अभी उसमें हम लोग जब देख रहे तो आपने ये बोला था कि सर ये जो 10 यूनिट्स है दे आर वेरी वेरी जनरलिस्ट काइंड ऑफ टॉपिक्स, राइट? और उसमें फिर हम लोग मैंने भी एक्चुअली देखा नहीं था, सो देन आई आल्सो टोल्ड यू ओके आई वाज इन एग्रीमेंट इनफॉर्मली. Again, when you invited me and when I went through the entire syllabus from unit 1 to 10, then I surprised to understand that ये तो गागर में सागर भरा हुआ है, So today, tomorrow it's 1st July. So July, August, September, October, November. So there are 5 months only.
Right.
So in 5 months में 10 units को करना है. And when I was going through each and every unit, and in the minute details of each and every unit, then I found that the time is very short and challenges are great. Everything has been included in this 10 units, right? From disaster fundamental to PDNA to climate change to kind of ecology to kind of disaster research. What is क्या चीज जो है जो नहीं है, everything is there in that. So one needs to be very, very meticulous in designing their strategy to crack this net. This is number one. तो इसमें आप स्टूडेंट्स को मैं ये बताना चाहूंगा कि आप बिल्कुल सिस्टमैटिक होइए, बिल्कुल फोकस्ड रहिए. Don't float in the sea. This is a sea. When we train people in disaster management, when we deliver sessions, we say that disaster management is an interdisciplinary, number one. And disaster management is science and art. एक तरफ ये साइंस भी है, दूसरी तरफ इट्स एन आर्ट ऑफ मैनेजमेंट, ऑफ मिटिगेशन, ऑफ प्रिपेयर्डनेस, ऑफ रिस्पॉन्स, एवरीथिंग. So you need to have a kind of extensive strategy to adopt, number one. Number two is that, when you start preparing for the disaster management, you need to make a strategy for different categories. Number one is that I will suggest you कि आप disaster का database बनाना शुरू करिए पहले, जो कि बहुत ही important है और challenging भी है. Disaster database बनाने के लिए आपको हर रोज अपडेट रहना पड़ेगा. Go through the newspaper every day, go through the social media, go through the news channels and see what is happening. And this is the right time, very very right time. July month is is considered as the theater of disasters everywhere in the country. आप कहीं कहीं पे क्लाउड बर्स्ट भी देखेंगे, अभी लाइटनिंग शुरू हो चुके हैं, अभी टॉरेंशियल रेनफॉल हो गया है, कहीं कहीं पे अर्बन फ्लडिंग शुरू हो जाएगी, कहीं पे रिवराइन फ्लडिंग, उधर ग्लेशियर मेल्ट कर रहा है, कहीं ग्लोव के डेंजर बढ़ सकते हैं. Everywhere you can find a kind of disaster scenario. So try to make a database of all disasters. और database में भी उलझिए मत. Make a focused kind of database. कब हुआ वो disaster, के क्या कारण थे, किस कैटेगरी में आता है, एंड व्हाट वाज द कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस. तो क्योंकि जब डिजास्टर्स को आप डेटाबेस बनाएंगे तो यू विल हैव वैरिड काइंड ऑफ सिनेरियो विल बी देयर फॉर यू. तो आप किसको आप कैसे नोट करेंगे, दैट इज अ चैलेंज फॉर यू. उधर सिलकियारा टनल का भी डिजास्टर आपको दिखेगा, उधर गुलाब भी दिखेगा, उधर चमोली का आपको फ्लैश फ्लड भी आएगा, उधर रिवर एंड फ्लडिंग भी आ जाएगी. तो you will have to make a balance of all those things. This is number one. Number two, when you start preparing for that, keep an eye of some of the important websites related to disaster, like Ministry of Home Affairs का website है NDM India, which is the repository of many information on disaster management. NDM India के website को जाइए, then go to the NDMA website, ndma.gov.in. उस website पे you will find ample information, and the prominent ones are National Disaster Management Guidelines. मिटिगेशन की गाइडलाइंस क्या क्या है, डूज एंड डोंट्स क्या क्या है, वहां से आप उठा लीजिए, अपने डेस्कटॉप पे इसको सेव करके रखिए गाइडलाइंस, और try to make go through each and every guidelines, once 10 days में खत्म करने का टारगेट रखिए, वो खत्म कर लेंगे, like reading a novel kind of thing, आप उसको पढ़ जाइए, so that आपके पास एक आइडिया रहे कि किस गाइडलाइंस में क्या क्या चीजें दी गई है. उधर आपको फ्लड के गाइडलाइंस मिलेंगे, तो उसको अर्बन फ्लडिंग के गाइडलाइंस भी है वहाँ पे, लाइटनिंग इस पे हेल्थ के गाइडलाइंस है, तो आपको इंसिडेंट कमांड सिस्टम के भी गाइडलाइंस है, इंसिडेंट रिस्पॉन्स सिस्टम के, तो उन चीजों को आप अपने सिस्टम पे या अपने डेटाबेस में रखिए. देन गो फॉर दी NDRA वेबसाइट, NIDM वेबसाइट इज आल्सो देयर, nidm.gov.in, where you will find all the materials are there, NIDM की वेबसाइट में. Then go for the CDRI website, Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure. वहाँ you will find information about the resilience, disaster resilience की हम बात करते हैं, which is very important part in the topic syllabus. जब आप resilience पढ़ने लगेंगे, तो you will have to have a kind of comprehensive kind of database on resilience. So disaster resilience में sector specific बात आपको करनी पड़ेगी. Like health resilience की जब आप बात करेंगे, तो उधर power resilience भी आपके सामने रहेगा. आप वाटर रिसोर्सेज की बात करेंगे, तो अदर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की रेजिलियंस की बात आएगी. तो आपको एक पूरी एक कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव दृष्टि रखनी पड़ेगी उस पर. देन ऑल्सो यू गो थ्रू द वेबसाइट ऑफ IIDM-DRR. देयर इज ऑल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट वेबसाइट ऑफ UGC-EPG पाठशाला. I must mention here that when you go to the UGC-EPG पाठशाला, in the geography section, you will find a separate module on disaster management. Which fortunately I became the part of that team who has conceived that all the 25 modules are there in the EPG पाठशाला. तो वहाँ से आप वीडियोस आप डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं, वहाँ से रीडिंग मटेरियल्स आप डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं, and you can find ample materials are there which can help you in the preparation of UGC-NET. Then also go for the website of ssp.nidm.gov.in, self-study portal of NIDM, which is a repository of many information on disaster management. आप घर पर बैठ करके पूरी गागर में सागर आप ले सकते हैं उसको. वहाँ पे उसको आपको स्कूल सेफ्टी के भी इंफॉर्मेशन मिलेंगे, फ्लड के भी इंफॉर्मेशन मिलेंगे, सिविल डिफेंस की इंफॉर्मेशन मिलेंगे, every kind of information you can find. And once you are ready to pay for that, you opt for the online courses of NIDM. There are online courses of NIDM which is paid course, but there you can find facilitator enabled courses. There are 10 courses on disaster management, and the facilitators are there behind you. They can clear your concepts. They can give you some kind of information on the discussion points, and the kind of assignments they are encouraged to make you will be invaluable. Once you are encouraged to make the assignments, end of the course project, that will add value to your preparation in the NET examination, right? Then also you go through the UNDRR website is there, not NSS website. In addition, also keep an eye of the information on the weather forecasting, early warning, and last mile connectivity. For that, I would suggest you to go for the IMD website. IMD has ample information about the weather data, the climate data, and how the weather data can be extracted, how you can interpret the data, तो जब आप तैयारी करने लगेंगे, तो वेदर डेटा अपने आप में बहुत ही बड़ा बृहत है, एक डिसिप्लिन जिसको आपको समझने की जरूरत है. जब आप उसके कंसेप्ट पे चले जाएंगे ना, once you clear your concept about the weather, about the climate, about the weather forecasting, about the early warning, about the last mile connectivity, what is the difference between inclement weather alert and weather warning, और इस तरह की बहुत सारी चीजें हैं जिनको आपको जानने की जरूरत है. So IMD is the best place where you can find information about that. अब जैसे हम बात करते हैं नाउकास्ट की, नाउकास्ट may be a very new word for so many of the students. But when you go through the website of IMD, you will find that nowcast is the hourly forecast of the weather, right? So इन चीजों को जब आप फंडामेंटल क्लियर कर लेंगे, तो then you will find confident on yourself. And remember, you are going to crack the examination. That is offer. ऐसा मत सोचिए कि आप अभी ट्राई मारिएगा फिर नेक्स्ट वाले में जुलाई वाले में आप कर जाएंगे. कोशिश कीजिए कि this summer is yours and you are going to crack. तो जब आप ऐसा सोच कर चलेंगे तो the way will come for you. Then I will suggest you to go for the Central Water Commission website also. There you will find the live kind of data on the flood forecasting, on the inundation forecasting, on the flow forecasting. तो CWC वाले अभी जुलाई से शुरू कर देते हैं, वहाँ आपको अपडेटेड इंफॉर्मेशन मिलेगी फ्लड के डेटा के बारे में. Then similarly you should also go through the website of GSI, Geological Survey of India. क्योंकि जब आप इसकी तैयारी करेंगे तो जियोलॉजिकल डिजास्टर, जियो हैजार्ड्स की बातें आएंगी और जियो हैजार्ड्स को समझने के लिए आपको जियोलॉजिकल फंडामेंटल चीजें आपको समझने की जरूरत होगी. व्हाट आर द फैक्टर्स ऑफ जियोलॉजी दैट इज ट्रिगरिंग डिजास्टर्स, जियो हैजार्ड्स, लाइक लैंडस्लाइड, लाइक अर्थक्वेक, लाइक एवलांचेस, लाइक ड्रॉप. तो इन चीजों को समझने से पहले आप फंडामेंटल को थोड़ा सा सीख लीजिए, एंड जीएसआई इज द बेस्ट प्लेस. Similarly, you update yourself about the kind of earthquake happening across the world through the website of Sismon. There is the Irish Sismon website where you can find the live kind of earthquake happening across the world. And same is the windy data, windy.com or windy.org like that, where you'll find the cyclone kind of also live data of the cyclone or the wind. So these are some of the websites. Now I will quickly come to the next point of suggestion to you is that you should also go through the 15th Finance Commission report on DRR, which is the landmark kind of document for all the aspirants, those who are going for the NET examination. 15th Finance Commission की रिपोर्ट हिंदी में भी है, अंग्रेजी में भी है. आप उसको पढ़िए और उसको अच्छे से पढ़िए. पढ़ने के बाद आप अपना एक फुटनोट बनाइए, और एक मूल मंत्र मैं दूंगा आपको नेट के लिए, क्योंकि मैंने भी जब नेट किया था तो सबकी फुटनोट बनाकर छोटे छोटे कार्ड पे रखिए. एक पोस्ट कार्ड बनती है, मेरे पास अभी होगा, मैं दिखा सकता हूँ. पोस्ट कार्ड काइंड ऑफ पेपर आप जाकर बनवा लीजिए और छोटे छोटे पोस्ट कार्ड में फुटनोट्स बनाकर रखिए फॉर एवरी काइंड ऑफ न्यू इन्फॉर्मेशन. तो फुटनोट्स बनाने से क्या होगा कि दैट विल गिव यू काइंड ऑफ हैंडी इन्फॉर्मेशन ऑन. तो 15th फिनांस कमीशन का जब आपने डेटा बना लिया तो दैट विल गिव a kind of handy data for the allocation to state and the central. कि सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट का कितना एलोकेशंस है एंड द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट का कितने एलोकेशंस है. और उसमें आपको एक चीज जानने की जरूरत है और जो कि वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट है, विच आई यूज टू पॉइंट आउट इन माय सेशन, इज दैट व्हेन वी टॉक ऑफ द NDRF, तो लोगों को कंफ्यूजन होती है नेशनल डिजास्टर रिस्पांस फोर्स की. But at the same time, NDRF means National Disaster Response Mitigation Fund also. National Disaster Response Fund also. So, National Disaster Risk Management Fund is there. उसमें एक National Disaster Mitigation Fund है और उसमें एक National Disaster Response Fund है, NDRF. तो इन चीजों को समझने के लिए कई लोग होंगे जो अभी डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट में नए होंगे, ज्योग्राफी बैकग्राउंड के होंगे या इन्वायरमेंटल साइंसेज बैकग्राउंड से होंगे, उनके लिए नया लगता होगा कि ये क्या चीज है. लेकिन जैसे जैसे आप इसमें डीप डाइव करेंगे ना तो आपको लगेगा कि ये बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग है और काइंड ऑफ एंटरटेनिंग आपको लगेगा इससे, कि इससे हम नई नई चीजें एक्सट्रैक्ट करें कि कितना NDRF में रिस्पॉन्स में कितना फंड दिया है 15th फिनांस कमीशन ने और मिटिगेशन में कितना फिनांस दिया है एलोकेशन. और भी चीजें हैं जो बहुत लैंडमार्क है, जैसे फ्लड फोरकास्टिंग पे, फ्लड मैनेजमेंट पे एलोकेशन इस बार फर्स्ट टाइम दिया है 15th फिनांस कमीशन ने. एंड जस्ट वेट, 16th फिनांस कमीशन हैज आल्सो बीन कंस्टिट्यूटेड. तो अभी 16th फिनांस कमीशन के भी उसके बाद रिपोर्ट आएंगे, सो दैट विल आल्सो गिव यू सम काइंड ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन. सेकंड इंफॉर्मेशन वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इज द सेंडाई फ्रेमवर्क एंड द PM 10 पॉइंट एजेंडा. इन चीजों को आप बिल्कुल अपने स्टडी टेबल पे प्रिंट करके रख लीजिए. तो तीन चीजें अपने टेबल पर जरूर रखिए: सेंडाई फ्रेमवर्क फॉर DRR, PM 10 point agenda, and then their Act on Disaster Management Act 2005. इन 3 चीजों को अपने टेबल पे रखिए हमेशा, उठते बैठते उसको देखते रहिए, तो दैट विल गिव यू अ काइंड ऑफ कंसेप्चुअल फ्रेमवर्क इन योर माइंड कि कहाँ आप जाना चाह रहे हैं, राइट। देन नेशनल एनडीए में गाइडलाइंस की बातें हमने की है। ये ध्यान रखिए कि एनडीए में गाइडलाइंस में कई नई चीजें एनडीए में ने इंकॉर्पोरेट की है, और जो डॉक्टर पांडा बता रहे थे आपको, तो अभिषेक जी कितना टाइम मेरे पास है? और हेलो, एम आई ऑडिबल?
सर टाइम तो हो गया सर, बट आप 2 मिनट और ले सकते हैं सर, बता
2
सकते हैं,
मिनट
कोई
और
दिक्कत
यस
प्लीज
यस यस, यू नो हमारे जैसे टीचर के लिए ना वो
आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड।
सब सेट होता है। तो आई जस्ट रैप अप। अभी इसमें बहुत सारी चीजें हैं जो टॉपिक वाइज डिस्कस करने की है, जिससे आपको फोकस करने की जरूरत है, वो चीजों को आप पॉइंट आउट कीजिए। जैसे टॉपिक वाइज में जब आप बातें करेंगे, एक दो चीजें आप अपने पास रखिए। हैंडबुक ऑन डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट फॉर निक कार्टर। निक कार्टर की एक बुक है, हैंडबुक फॉर डिजास्टर मैनेजर, विच इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। आप लोग अपने पास रखिए, ट्राई कीजिए कि अगर डाउनलोड कर सके, विच इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर यू, यू कैन कीप दैट, और उसमें आपको यू कैन फाइंड कंसेप्ट अबाउट दैट। एंड देन यूनिट वाइज यू नो, जैसा कि इंजीनियर अवधेश ने बताया था आपको कि यूनिट वाइज हम लोग बाद में आपको बताएंगे कि यूनिट वाइज कहाँ कहाँ पे फोकस करने की जरूरत है, किस किस टॉपिक्स पे, सो दैट यू कैन हैव एन आइडिया अबाउट वेयर टू फोकस। क्योंकि इन चीजों को, सारी चीजों को आप 5 महीने में अगर करना चाहेंगे तो थोड़ी डिफिकल्टी आएगी। So you need to focus on the important part first and then go to the extensive study on disaster syllabus. So here I will stop. There are other issues also, and then yes, and also keep an eye on the conceptual framework of everything: hazard, vulnerability, risk, capacity, and kind of prevention, preparedness, mitigation, response, PDNA, ये सारी जो टर्मिनोलॉजी है उसको कंसेप्चुअली आप अपने अंदर डालिए, so that this will give you an idea about the comprehensive framework of disaster management in NET examination. Thank you very much.
Thank you sir. And as you said, you mentioned that it is a Gagar mein Sagar syllabus, so it was a lecture in Gagar and Sagar, Gagar mein Sagar. It was the right reply for a right question, and I think it provides a lot of clarity to the people who are thinking or decided to appear in the examination. Particularly, the challenge is the timeline. And sir, I also acted in a proactive way. Whatever you was telling in your lecture, I was provided a link in the chat box so that our participant can get those links and start the preparation right from this minute. And the aspirants are asking for the book's name. You mentioned a name of a book, sir. If you can provide it in the chat box, we will
Yes,
be grateful,
the
sir.
book is the Handbook for Disaster Managers by Nick Carter. ये एडीपी की बुक है, और आई एम थैंकफुल टू प्रोफेसर संतोष कुमार सर। जब मैं इनिशियली लॉन्ग बैक व्हेन आई केम टू एनआईडीएम फॉर द ट्रेनिंग, उन्होंने सजेस्ट किया कि निक कार्टर की बुक पढ़िए, और तब से मैं अपने स्टूडेंट को भी बताता हूँ कि निक कार्टर की बुक पढ़िए। दिस इज वेरी 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 बेसिक काइंड ऑफ बुक। उसके बाद तो अभी तो बहुत सारे बुक्स आ गए हैं लाइब्रेरी में, और एनआईडीएम के लाइब्रेरीज में भी आप देख सकते हैं, मार्केट में भी देख सकते हैं। बट वी वेरी वेरी कॉशियस, एक चीज और मैं ऐड करना चाहूंगा अवधेश जी, कि दे शुड बी वेरी कॉशियस इन सेलेक्टिंग बुक्स, नंबर 1, एंड इंफॉर्मेशन नंबर 2।
Okay.
तो बुक्स को पढ़ने के लिए मार्केट में जाइए, स्पेंड सम टाइम, सी whether the book is available to you or not, number 1. Number 2, don't easily rely on the WhatsApp University information on disaster.
Okay.
बहुत सारे प्रोफेसर बैठे हैं WhatsApp यूनिवर्सिटी पे, वो आपको देते जाएंगे ज्ञान. Don't try to take all the information.
Right. That's why I invited all the disaster management managers here. And I'm grateful and thankful you find the time for this cause. And let's proceed with our next session after very high-powered session of Ranjan sir. And thank you, sir. Dr. Raj Lakshmi ma'am, I would like to invite ma'am again. So if ma'am can proceed with the session. अमित सिन्हा सर, क्या मैम अभी कनेक्टेड है? मैं कॉल कर लेता हूँ.
हाँ, आई थिंक वो बोल रही थी, मैं दोबारा रिकनेक्ट कर रही हूँ. लेट मी कॉल है.
मैं कनेक्ट कर लेता हूँ क्योंकि ये सक्सेसिव सेशंस है ना, तो इसमें एक के बाद एक है. अगर हम 20 से सेशन उठाएंगे.
अच्छा अवधेश जी.
सर
मैम का कॉल आ रहा है कि वो अनम्यूट नहीं कर पा रहे अपने आप को. आप कर दीजिए अपनी तरफ से. अच्छा,
मैम की किस नाम से शो हो रहा है?
आई थिंक उन्हीं के नाम से था.
मैं देख नहीं पा रहा हूँ उनको कनेक्ट. एक मिनट. मैं पूछ रहा हूँ.
ये है, देखिए डॉक्टर राजलक्ष्मी लिखा हुआ है इसमें. तो पार्टिसिपेंट्स आप उसको सेकंड पेज में जब जाएंगे.
I send the request for the unmute to ma'am. Ma'am, if you can hear me, please unmute now.
Yes, sir. Finally, actually, there was some problem from the host side that I was not able to unmute myself. Okay, extremely
Okay.
sorry all the participants for the late reply and all the organizers. Apologies for the delay connection from my side.
Absolutely not, ma'am.
Am I audible right now, Avresh?
Yes, ma'am, you are
Okay.
audible to us.
Okay, fine.
And before your session, let me take the privilege to introduce you again, as I have introduced.
Sir, I
earlier
think
as well.
introduction has been done, so I should not waste much time on my introduction.
Okay. Introduction, because
because-
introduction is already done.
Yes, yes, it has been done.
Please.
So- Because I've already wasted a lot of time, so I believe.
Ashish sir is sharing the PPT, and
Okay.
then we will
No.
proceed with the session.
Yes. So before starting my session, I just
Visible है?
yes,
Yes, sir, it is visible.
ठीक
It is
है.
visible, sir.
Please
So
carry on.
before starting my session, I just want to quote two lines, because कि अपना मुकद्दर तो इलायची के दानों के जैसे हो रहा है, जितना पीसोगे उतना ही महकेगा. So the same thought is coming in my mind कि before having this session कि इतना मैं परेशान हूँ इसको connect करने के लिए. Same with that कि नेट के एग्जाम में भी like the same process, जितनी मेहनत आप करोगे इलायची के दानों की तरह ना, बहुत छोटे-छोटे हर पार्ट को पढ़ना है, कहीं पे आपको कुछ छोड़ना नहीं है. Or I just want to congratulate the people who are actually going to opt for disaster management as a net subject, because the probability yesterday we have see in the Indian, like the finals of T20 match tomorrow yesterday कि 9% को 100% में convert करना. अगर other subjects से आपकी probability 9% थी, तो I'm very sure that this time the probability is going to be 100%, because very less people knows about this particular field. Those who everybody is going with the structure subject like physics, chemistry, management or something, but disaster management is going to really break your eyes, and it is going to really explore your career. So before starting my PPTs, I'll just have a quick overview regarding the eligibility criteria. In eligibility criteria, you must have a PG, 55% if you're having a general category, and 50% if you are having the OBC or other reserve category. A new amendment has been done that the people who are having 4-year degree course, they are also eligible for NET exam nowadays. Third part is that initially there was only 2 criteria, the JRF and the second was NET. Now they have classified it into 3 categories. First is definitely junior research fellow, second eligibility for assistant professor, and the last only PhD. So now the criteria has been changed and you have more fair chances to compete in this examination. So this was the part of the eligibility. Now we'll come to the some tips, how can you really crack the NET examination. Already, like Rajneesh sir had already given a very, very thoughtful, very thought-provoking concepts regarding all the preparation side. And I'll be, as I'm a psychologist also, as the introduction told. So very quickly, I'll just tell few tips that how you can manage your examination, how can you manage your success rate. So there was a shlok in Sanskrit that Kag Cheshta Bako Dhyanam, Swan Nidra Tathayavacham, गृह त्यागी अल्पहारी विद्यार्थी पंच लक्षणम. पहले सबसे पहले है ना कि कौवे की तरह चालाक बनो कि वो देखेगा कैसे गागर में भी छोटी सी बूंद के लिए भी वो परेशान होगा. Same with that, it's a very, very vast syllabus. You should not leave a single point because maybe that question can come into examination. So you have to have the curiosity like a crow. बको ध्यानम, बगुला कितना चालाक होता है, उसका ध्यान देखा है, हमेशा एक पैर पे खड़ा होता है पर ध्यान हर तरफ होता है. Same with that, you have to be very, very focused. Then Kakcheshta Bakoda Swan Nidra. You have seen the sleep of a dog, that how attentive a dog is. Itna must soiye. Like this is a time like you have a crucial 5 months. This 5 months can change your life. You can get admission in a very good college for the PhD course. As disaster management, I told you it's a very high probability for your success. You can get the all top ranked universities, and that will going to change your career also. So be have a healthy mindset. एंड देन ग्रे त्यागी, घर छोड़ के अपने आप को अलग कर लो 5 महीने, उसी घर में रहो, लेकिन ये है कि concentration will be only with your books. So now coming to some tips. Sir, can I have the next slide, please? Yes, the final verdict next, please. Yes, focus on your strong areas. As sir has told about all the topics of the disaster management, then paper 1 is also equally important. Definitely, if you don't pass in the paper 1, you cannot, your copy, if you're having 100% in paper 2, it won't get any of the, success. So focus on your strong areas, like your DI is good, your reasoning is good, your comprehension is good. You have to see that which is your strong area, and you really need to work hard. In the disaster syllabus also, select the topics which is flood, then earthquake, किस पे interest है, क्या है, उसको अलग करो और उस पे बहुत सारे papers पढ़िए, articles पढ़िए. Next, please. First solve the question, that is very important. जितने questions आते हैं, that already Avdesh sir has given a very, very brief introduction that you are going to have 50 questions from the paper 1 and 100 questions from the paper 2. जितने question आते हैं पहले उसको solve करिए, because don't go with the the traditional approach कि सारे question साथ साथ sign करने हैं या फिर मुझे same time पे ही solve करने हैं, ऐसा नहीं है. जो questions आपको आ रहे हैं, you have to go first with that question. Next, please. So next slide, please. Read the question fully. Many a time students make this mistake that they always go with the question, first answer समझ में आ गया and they immediately take the answer. ऐसा नहीं होता है. You'll always have the answer in the hidden question. So thoroughly हर question को पढ़िए. क्योंकि कई बार होता है mindset होता है और हम single point को देखते ही answer tick कर देते हैं. That make always a confusion. So please read all the questions very carefully. Next, please, sir. Skip lengthy question. This time also NET has so many comprehension and which was actually very time taking. So always go with the lengthy question at the last because that will kill your time. So go with the faster questions because every question carries the same number of marks. So you have to be very, very particular that not a single question should be skipped. Next, please. Save answers while attending the examination because it's again going to be a computer-based test. Last NET was a big failure and it was just a paper pencil test again. But now again, we have decided that the authorities have decided for the computer-based test. So always save the answer. Okay, don't leave the answer like that आपने solve किया और उसको छोड़ दिया. So keep on saving and in the last you have to submit. उसके पहले आपको edit का option मिल जाएगा. Next, please. So as there is no negative marking still, as sir also told कि अभी भी हमारे पास ये chance, golden chance है that we don't have any negative marking. So attempt all the questions. Don't leave any question. जो पहले जो question आते थे वो कर लिए और फिर उसके बाद जो नहीं आते, you can have the probability and the sequence will be like that. Next, please. Attempt maximum question in a minimum time. That's very important. You have to have a very good time management skill. Because there are so many conflicting, confusing questions that if you confuse in a single question, you may lose the time of the 4 questions. So attempt the maximum question in the minimum time. Next, please. Yes, this is very, very important that if you're good enough in the paper one, you can gain more marks in paper one. Because, you know, that is all, most of the time it is being the, you know, merit has been based on paper one also. Because if you get good marks in paper one, you have a fair chances to get in a JRF list. So definitely equally give emphasis to the paper one also. Next. Next, sir, please. Next, some preparation tips will be there. So next. Yes, it is very important that you have to go the updated UGC syllabus. Don't just Google and take the syllabus. Just go on the website of the net, just download the syllabus, the updated syllabus from there, and start working the same with the unit-wise description. Next, please. So at the most important, the time management skill, because you know without time management you can never qualify net. That is my promise and that is my saying to you that you have to have a very, very good in time management. You have to identify that yes, 2 hours for paper 2 means 2 hours for paper 2 only and 1 hour for paper 1. This 3 hours should be managed like that. Next. Clear your concepts, because you know thoroughly you have to go. I said na Dagar mein Sagar ki jo baat hui thi, definitely you have to, you will never imagine ki questions kahan se aa jate hain, because until unless you are not using the proper notes, you are not having the proper guideline, you will be having a problem in solving some many of the questions. Next, please, sir. Yes, very important. Always make a short note. अभी सर ने बोला था, I was so impressed with Rajneesh sir की postcard size में notes बनाइए, because sir was very right. वो time था जब actually लोग thoroughly पढ़ते थे. अब chat GPT आ गया तो बिल्कुल ही नहीं पढ़ना है लोगों को. So always make a short notes. Keep it handy with you. अपने रूम में कुछ formulas लगा ली, कुछ model develop कर लीजिए. जितने बार आप देखोगे उतने बार आपको याद रहेगा. And it will make you more strengthened in the concept. Group discussion is very important. Definitely divide the whole unit. If you have good friends, then only divide the units as per like your friends. आप में से किसी ने 2 यूनिट ली, किसी ने 3 यूनिट ली, मेक अ ग्रुप, make a combined study, notes बनाइए, साथ में पढ़िए. Definitely when you discuss something with somebody, you'll have more vibrant ideas and concept to be solved. Next, please. Sir, yes. Try to teach someone. हम बोलते हैं ना कि ट्यूटर होना, कोच होना, मेंटर होना हमेशा अच्छा होता है. जिस कंसेप्ट को आप किसी को समझाते हो और 4 क्वेश्चंस ऊपर सामने से कोई पूछता है ना, that makes your concept more fantastic. You see the teachers of the older age of mathematics, they have number of questions. और आज भी अगर आप बात करो वैदिक मैथ्स की, तो they are so easy. It's very, very good for them to teach any concept from any book. So try to teach someone in the syllabus. अपने फ्रेंड्स में ही आपस में ग्रुप बनाओ, उसको साथ में बात करो. It will have a good impact. Next, please. Yes. Revision and self analysis. मॉक टेस्ट देना बहुत जरूरी है. सेल्फ एनालिसिस आप कहाँ देख रहे हो, कितना. नॉर्मली मैंने कई सारे स्टूडेंट्स को देखा है कि वो बुक उठाते हैं, पीछे से आंसर की लेते हैं और टिक करना शुरू कर देते हैं. नेवर. योर सेल्फ एनालिसिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. फर्स्ट यू से टेक अ eraser and pencil in your hand. Firstly, solve the question, give your own answer, then check, and then rub the wrong answer and correct the same one. This will revise and revise. You will definitely get a lot of ideas. और next time जब exam में आएगा तो आपको तुरंत याद हो जाएगा. सिर्फ टेक्स्ट से काम नहीं चलना. Next, please. Analyze previous year paper. Meta analysis of old question paper. Very, very important. अगर आपने 5 साल के 10 साल के पेपर लगा लिए तो आपको कोई रोक नहीं सकता. डेफिनेटली, बिकॉज यू नो मेटा एनालिसिस आपको मैक्सिमम टाइम प्रोबेबिलिटी होती है कि वही सिलेबस है, वही क्वेश्चन है, आपको वो क्वेश्चंस मिलते ही हैं. शायद थोड़ा फॉर्म चेंज हो जाए, बट अगर इफ यू आर एबल टू एनालाइज द प्रीवियस ईयर्स पेपर्स, यू आर गोइंग टू एटलीस्ट 60% तो आप कर ले जाओगे अगर आपने सारे पेपर अच्छे से सॉल्व कर लिए हैं. नेक्स्ट, मास्टर को देयर सम क्वेश्चन व्हिच आर एक्चुअली कॉमनली आस्क्ड एवरी टाइम, चाहे वो आपके पेपर 1 में प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस हो, फ्रैक्शन हो, प्रोबेबिलिटी हो, GI में, DIDS में, बार डायग्राम में क्वेश्चंस हो, they are definitely going to be asked. So please master your mind. Just give lots of practice on those questions which is actually being asked every time. Next, please. Yes. Study, learn from the question papers, explore the opinions. हम बोलते थे ना आइंस्टीन ने और जितने भी बड़े बड़े साइंटिस्ट थे कैसे उन्होंने कुछ निकाला, बिकॉज यू नो ओपिनियन ऑप्शंस आर मैटर्स अ लॉट, सो ऑलवेज लर्न फ्रॉम द ऑप्शंस, कितने ऑप्शंस हैं उनकी प्रोबेबिलिटी चेक करो एंड देन गेट द करेक्ट आंसर. दिस विल एक्चुअली एनहांस योर टेक्निकल एंड रीजनिंग स्किल आल्सो. नेक्स्ट प्लीज. टेक हेल्प फ्रॉम द, दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, दैट गिव ऑनलाइन मॉक टेस्ट. हर एक वेबसाइट पे आपको फ्री मॉक टेस्ट मिल जाएंगे. प्रिपरेशन करो, मॉक टेस्ट दो, चेक योर लाइक एलिजिबिलिटी की आप कहाँ स्टैंड कर रहे हो. ये आपको एनटीए के वेबसाइट पे भी मिल जाएगा, हर जगह मिल जाएंगे फ्री मॉक टेस्ट. हमेशा पहले क्वेश्चन की अपना प्रिपरेशन करो यूनिट वाइज, इसके बाद आप मॉक टेस्ट दोगे, यू विल अंडरस्टैंड कि आप कहाँ पे स्टैंड कर रहे हो और क्या लास्ट ईयर कट ऑफ था. यू कैन मैच एक्चुअल एंड डिजायर्ड में क्या गैप है और उस पर काम करना बहुत जरूरी है. नेक्स्ट प्लीज सर. लर्न फ्रॉम योर मिस्टेक. एक बार क्वेश्चन गलत करो, तुरंत अपनी मिस्टेक समझो और उसको फिर से पढ़ना शुरू करो. देखना 2 या 3 बार के बाद आपसे वो गलतियां होना बंद हो जाएंगी, क्योंकि ये कहते हैं ना कि असफलता यही सिद्ध करती है कि सफलता का प्रयास पूरे मन से नहीं किया. अगर हम एक बार गलत करके छोड़ देंगे, वो ये नहीं, अगली बार फिर वो गलती करेंगे. एक बार गलती की, उससे सीख ली, आगे कभी गलती होगी ही नहीं. नेक्स्ट प्लीज. कैन डू एटीट्यूड. हमसे नहीं हो पाएगा ये तो छोड़ ही दीजिए, बिकॉज इम्पॉसिबल वर्ड सेज दैट आई एम पॉसिबल. तो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट कैन डू एटीट्यूड, दैट यस आई कैन डू इट. मुझे दिसंबर का ही नेट निकालना है, ये सोच लोगे तो कोई रोक नहीं सकता आपको. यू हैव गुड 5 months विद यू, देयर इज नो इशू. इट्स अ गुड सिलेबस, ठीक है. लेस पार्टिसिपेंट्स, लेस कंपटीशन, so you have more probability to win, like the in India when they are studying. Yes, next please. डिवाइस योर स्ट्रैटेजी. अपनी स्ट्रैटेजी खुद बनाओ. जिस आपको लगता है जिस यूनिट में आप बहुत कंफर्टेबल हो वहीं से स्टार्ट करो, ताकि कॉन्फिडेंस बढ़ता रहे आपका. ये नहीं कि जो यूनिट बिल्कुल नहीं आ रहा इसको एकदम शुरुआत में लेके स्ट्रेस हो जाओ. जो पहले अच्छे से पार्ट आता है, जैसे मैंने कहा ना, जो क्वेश्चंस पहले से आते हैं उसे सॉल्व करते चलो. सेम विद दैट कि जो यूनिट आपको बहुत अच्छे से आ रही है उससे आप फटाफट फिनिश करो, ताकि ज्यादा टाइम दे सको आप उन यूनिट पर जिसपे की आपकी तैयारी थोड़ी कम है. नेक्स्ट प्लीज. Learn, relearn and unlearn. Very important. हम कहते हैं ना, we see things we forgot. We write thing we remember. But when we do something, it's all long lasting effect. हर चीज को लिख के याद करना शुरू करो. Don't like that कि बस पढ़ा खत्म कर दिया. Notes इसीलिए बहुत important है. Learning, relearning and unlearning. नहीं लिखोगे तो आप भूल जाओगे. Next please. Yes. It's just a small diagram tried to make. The success mantras is, first is sound planning and preparation. You have to have, you know, हर यूनिट कितने दिन में खत्म करनी, टाइमलाइन के साथ काम करना है, ठीक है. उसके बाद कमिटमेंट बहुत स्ट्रांग होना चाहिए. शादी में नहीं जाना है 5 महीने तो नहीं जाना है, घूमना नहीं है, हर चीज के लिए अपने कमिटमेंट को बहुत स्ट्रांग रखिए. zeal and enthusiasm, that yes I can do it definitely. टाइम मैनेजमेंट, हर यूनिट पे टाइम चाहिए, उस यूनिट के ऊपर टाइम नहीं जाना है. देन हेल्दी, बीइंग हेल्दी, इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि सब कुछ करने के चक्कर में अपनी हेल्थ मत खराब करना. हैव अ गुड डाइट, हैव अ गुड स्लीप, दैट इज आल्सो इक्वली इंपॉर्टेंट. बिकॉज मेनी टाइम हम इतना पढ़ लेते हैं कि एग्जाम में स्ट्रेस होता है और हमारा एग्जाम छूट जाता है. ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं करना है. हैव अ गुड डाइट, हैव अ गुड स्लीप एंड हैव अ गुड कमिटमेंट लेवल. एंड देन दिस लास्ट इज विजुअलाइज व्हाट यू डिजर्व एंड योर सक्सेस. आपको दिखना चाहिए कि यस मेरा सक्सेस बहुत पास है. ठीक 5 महीने बाद मैं किसी बड़ी यूनिवर्सिटी से जीआरएफ क्वालिफाई करके अपने डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट के नए स्टेप को लेने जा रहा हूँ. तो ये आप सोच के रखोगे ना, कोई नहीं रोक सकता है आपको आपके सक्सेस से. नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज सर. आशीष सर, नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. यस, very important for all the students who are preparing. By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. अगर अपनी प्रिपरेशन को ठीक से नहीं कर पा रहे हो तो ये कंफर्म है कि तुम्हें फेल होना है. तो डोंट बी लाइक दैट, हैव अ स्ट्रॉन्ग कमिटमेंट. जो अगर आपकी प्रिपरेशन खराब हुई ना तो कभी कोई आपको रोक नहीं सकता है फेल होने से. और प्रिपरेशन अच्छी है तो खुदा भी आ जाएगा आपका सिलेक्शन कराने के लिए. नेक्स्ट प्लीज सर. सक्सेस स्टार्ट्स विद अ विजन. सोच लो तुम्हें क्या करना है, आज से सोचोगे डेफिनेटली वो कल पूरा होगा. कलाम जी ने ही कहा है कि सपने देखोगे नहीं तो पूरे कैसे होंगे. तो आपने सोच लिया कि मुझे पीएचडी करनी है फॉरेन में जाके किसी बड़े कैलिफोर्निया के या फिर बड़ी यूनिवर्सिटी से, आप कर सकते हो. किसी ने रोका ही नहीं आपको सपने देखने से. फिर भी हम सपने देख ही नहीं पाते हैं. कोई टैक्स नहीं लगता हमारे ड्रीम्स पे, पर फिर भी हम हिम्मत नहीं कर पाते हैं कि यस मैं कहीं स्टैनफोर्ड जा रहा हूँ, मैं कहीं ऑक्सफोर्ड जा रहा हूँ वहाँ पीएचडी करने के लिए. I'm very sure that Avdesh sir is going to do something very big in life. Sir, I personally believe that आपकी PhD abroad से ही होनी है, इसीलिए आप वेट कर रहे हैं. Next, sir, next slide, please. Success or failure is caused more by mental attitudes than by mental capacities. Very important. Remember the catch of the like Surya Kumar yesterday. कितना ब्यूटीफुल ना उसकी मतलब एटीट्यूड देखा था ना बंदे ने कहीं लास्ट मोमेंट तक छोड़ा नहीं ठीक है ना वो कैपेसिटी की बात नहीं थी वो एटीट्यूड तक नहीं मुझे नहीं आना है बॉल को अंदर लाने नहीं देना है यही सोच लिया ना कि मुझे हार नहीं माननी है तो कोई कभी हरा नहीं सकता और सोच लिया कि यार मुझे मैं नहीं कर पाऊंगा तो अब समझ लो आपने आधी ताकत वहीं खत्म कर दी अपनी ठीक है there is no one else than yourself who is going to push you forward. Next, please, sir. I think the last slide must be there. Yes, always have a smart goal. Specific. Yes, अभी नेट तो फिर नेट ही होना चाहिए कुछ 10 फॉर्म नहीं भर देना कि कंफ्यूज कर जाओ मेजरेबल किससे क्या कितना मुझे कितना पढ़ना है अचीवेबल कितने टाइम में मुझे अचीव करना है रिसर्च बेस्ड मीन्स कि एवरीथिंग हैज टू गो विद आर्टिकल नॉट ओनली गूगल नहीं करना है अच्छी बुक्स पढ़नी है अच्छे वेबसाइट पे जाना है और टाइम बाउंड जो मैं शुरू से कह रही हूँ दैट टाइम मैनेजमेंट इज अटमोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट हर यूनिट को टाइम आज शाम को ही दे देना इस टाइम में मुझे ये यूनिट खत्म करनी है ठीक है दिस स्मार्ट गोल विल डेफिनेटली लीड टू सक्सेस लास्ट सर आई थिंक yes so all the very best and good luck for your net examination so after this I think we will definitely going to hear some good results from the participants sir my time is over and extremely sorry again for all the network issues caused and the delay from my side apologies for that thank you so much
thank you Dr. Rashmi ma'am and as always you presented a very good strategy and particularly it was inspiring one whoever including me and you provided some insights which are really important for maintaining the mental toughness during such examination and many times there are lots of particularly in the competitive preparation and the JRF or whatever the demand of this UGC-NET it demands a perseverance and consistent effort and in that line on that line you provided a valuable insights that certainly raise the morale of our participants and aspirants and you are like buddy behan big sister and always very very interested in guiding the student. I myself, I am the witness of that. I have seen that how you contributed to the society and at what level. And thank you so much for all these insights, ma'am. As you provided us the information regarding how we can prepare for this examination. And yes, there is no negative marking, but there is no way that you are selecting some option randomly. At least you have some logic before hitting any option. That is important. Otherwise, if the negative marking, अगर कोई कानून नहीं है तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि हम बिल्कुल है ना. In short, it is just like that. Thank you so much for your insights, ma'am. And let's proceed with the next session. And for the next session, we have our partner institution, Integrated Institute of Disaster Management. And it's particularly useful. It is particularly useful for the aspirant because after PhD and after master degree in disaster management or allied subject, they can also ask the job from sir as well. So Director IIDM K. Vasudevan sir is with us for his for the next session, and I'm grateful to sir that he accepted this proposal and we are come up with this guidance session here. So please let me know if the presentation of sir is visible. Vasudevan sir, can you hear me?
सुदेश जी
सर
यदि सर अवेलेबल नहीं है तो अमित सर वेट कर रहे हैं अमित सर का पहले करा सकते हैं
Okay, sir. I am coordinating with Vasudevan sir, and meanwhile,
No
I
issue.
would like to invite.
No issue. आप देख ले वासुदेव सर है तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. I am ready.
No, please, sir. Let me share the slide again. So now we have for the next session, which is very important, Dr. Amit Sinha sir with us, and I am very thankful to sir. He accepted the invitation in a very short notice. And let me introduce sir. Dr. Amit Sinha sir. Sir hold MCom degree and he obtained it in 1992. A very senior professional, I must say, having a vast industrial experience and MA in economics. He secured recently in 2023 and postgraduate diploma in business administration PG DBA completed in 1996. And he earned his PhD in disaster management, bringing over 29 years of diverse professional experience to his role. With more than 20 years of corporate sector, 2 years of university teaching, and over 7 years of freelancing training, Dr. Sinha has conducted over 600 sessions, engaging with more than 15,000 participants. His academic contributions include 9 published papers on various aspects of disaster management, and he has supervised 2 PhD candidates. His research and professional work primarily focus on financial aspect of natural disaster management. Dr. Sinha has collaborated with the National Institute of Disaster Management, NIDM, and other prestigious institutions to conduct numerous sessions. A keen learner, he is currently pursuing a degree in law as well. Sir, before you go for your session, I would like to let the participant know that if you there is a specific topic of disaster finance in UGC-NET exam in its syllabus, and मैं कहूँगा कि सर को ही पकड़ लो because sir is a PhD in disaster finance only. So I think it is a rare PhD in disaster finance aspect and you hold it, and it's our honor to have you here, sir. Thank you. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Avdesh ji, for conducting such session. I wish these sessions was held 10 years back when people were not aware about such things. These opportunities are there. And before I start, I once again say a lot of thanks to my guru, Dr. Rajlakshmi ma'am. She is here. She was my PhD supervisor, and I have 2 PhD. It's sort of, I treat it as a blessing from her. So thank you again, Rashi ma'am. So I'm just trying to share my screen. Do I have permission for that, sir?
Just a second, sir. Please, you can present now.
Okay. Is it visible, sir? Yes, I think it is there, sir. It is my first slide is visible, sir.
It's visible, sir. We can see.
Yes. So just to save the on the time, because we are just exceeding some time limits, and there are good question answer sessions, so it would be much easy for students and aspirants and for us to answer the queries. But I'll try to again, first of all, congratulate you all. You have chosen to appear in a NET or UGC thing through disaster management syllabus or the course paper you want to clear. I will try to showcase you the possibility where are other job opportunities are available, as we have discussed SDG and other things. So let's start from there. Normally, when we think of disaster, it brings something in our thought, it is something negative. But today, in today, even 10 years back, when I thought of disaster, I looked as an opportunity to create a job for me. So after being in corporate for 22 years, I ventured into PhD under Rashi ma'am and cleared my PhD, taught 2 years in a university, set up a disaster excellence center at the Ramsarup Memorial University. And today I'm in front of you. I was fortunate enough to be selected by a committee of 7% by NIDM, who was instrumental in bringing out the UG course for on disaster management for UGC, and wherein I gave my input to have a financial things to be included because this is very important. So, like this unit 3 of your syllabus that deals with your legal framework, your Disaster Management Act, then there are some development, international development, SDG goals, and disaster financial management. This is very important aspect, and this is going to open lots of job opportunity for you all, whether you clear NET and do PhD or otherwise also, right? So this session, we are like a disaster management silo. There are 5 core functions, and this can be the preparedness. You are searching for even your geography and anything. I'll let you know, Lakshmi, how you can be, you will be getting some opportunity through this disaster management course or clearing the exam. It is preparedness. We are preparing for the event to happen. This is very important curve. It is Kuznets curve, environmental curve. This says any economy, right? Unless and initially with the every development, there are going to be disasters. There are going to be every economical development lead to some challenge, environmental challenge or degradation. So every degradation is, again, if you want to manage that, there is a need for skilled people. And you all can be part of that as per your backgrounds. I'll let you know in coming slides how you can utilize your existing knowledge stream to be part of disaster management. And this is a upcoming knowledge domain, and you can have ample opportunity. This is just for your summary. It all started way back in 1990 and 99 when decade for natural disaster was declared. Panda sir has given you a glimpse. I'm just showing it all started the first conference in 94, where Yokohama strategy was there. Then there was a second World Conference at Kobe. This was famous for Hugo Declaration. Dismay Action Plan की बात की 2005 to 15, and again the third World Conference at Sendai, that is very important, and like Ranjan was saying, you need to print that paper and keep in front of you. There would be many questions on that. So that was the international scenario. And when Sendai framework, it's again, I have highlighted one thing: disaster risk transfer and insurance. This is again a new avenue that is coming up. So those who are from accounting background or commerce background, they can again look for opportunity in times to come in this area. If we talk about in India, the World Bank estimates like India is ranked 5th in the global climate risk index. So there are ample scope. There is huge opportunity. There is a lot to work for the safety and security of Indian people. जो कहते हैं ना जान माल का खतरा बहुत है, so उसको safeguard करने के लिए we need experienced trained people. Like SDG goal, they are supporting public sector on creating enabling environment. Definitely public-private partnership on financing mechanisms is going to be a great thing to come. And these public-private partnerships need skilled manpower. So capacity building is of utmost importance as on date. And again, I'm saying you people are very futuristic, those who are coming into this thing. From your examination perspective also, and for other thing also, I want to just showcase you how India is moving and how jobs are going to be there. India's solar and wind energy sector is employing 1.64 lakhs people, and it has increased in 47% of previous years. And by this sector, 2030, this sector alone can have over 10 lakh people, right? And there is a skill council for green jobs. This is something new. It is green job wherein 5 lakh people are to be trained on this thing. There are so many MSME that are working and that are being going to employ people. So there is a huge scope. Probably you understand what disaster management is and how you can be working. Like there was a G20 sustainable finance talk, G20 meeting was there, and wherein the concept of G20's sustainable finance aspect that came, and Council for Energy, Environment and Water that has suggested approx 10 trillion is needed from 2020 for power and green hydrogen and electric vehicle till the time India's net zero target year of 2070. So there are still 50 years, almost 45, 50 years, wherein there is a huge work is going to be done. We are going to reduce our fossil fuel things and going to have hydrogen or other green energy source. So there is a scope. You should be aware of the, please read newspaper daily, especially the business section or other section wherein you can get information how industry is moving, how society is moving, right? There are flurry of announcement, right? In the first week of 2023 itself, flurry of sustainable finance mechanism. Why I am focusing on finance, because finance means money, and there has to be one person who is going to spend it. There has to be one person who is going to record it, right? So green sovereign and bond, 1 billion the cost conventional debt के लिए सेंट्रल बैंक RBI ने इस गाइडलाइन इशू किए हैं क्लाइमेट स्ट्रेस टेस्टिंग के लिए, क्लाइमेट डिस्क्लोजर के लिए, एंड ग्रीन डिपॉजिट एट बैंक्स. There are new frameworks are being given for blue bonds, yellow bond for solar, blue bond for your waterways की बात हो रही है अभी, right? So in 2030, so these are the things like SEBI's blue bond concept. India has 7,500 kilometer long coastline and 14,005 kilometers of navigable inland waterways. अभी आपने शायद कहीं पढ़ रहे होंगे आप गवर्नमेंट में inland the rivers के through transportation की बात हो रही है, Varanasi to Kolkata. There are going to be many such waterways, and all this means new people, skilled people at every point of time and in every possible sectors, right? Like there are SEBI's framework guidelines, green debt securities are there. These are important for your course aspects also, because these are things it can come under general knowledge also, and other specific disaster related sections also, right? Green bonds, yellow bonds, what is happening? You need to go by them. There's a solar power thing. Government aims to 160 billion for such bonds, right? So such a huge spending is being planned and being done. So in all activity needs manpower, right? There are clean energy thing. There is climate adoption. There are so many activities. There are lineup. Sustainable agriculture and land use, biodiversity, forestry, development. We need skilled manpower, farming equipment, municipal solid waste management, water waste management, sludge management. So there are continuously, there are new sectors that are coming up. So you can join a government agency, maybe in NDMA, NDRF, maybe fire departments are there, drought management departments are there, if you are from legal background, you can be at a law enforcement authority. If you are a social worker, there can be relief in industry agencies. You're a commerce graduate or otherwise also you can join insurance company, even you can join PSUs. Like every big business house or industrial unit needs to have a disaster management cell. So you can have there, if you're a scientist, you're a chemist, if you want to teach, you can be a teacher, you can be a researcher, you can have consultancy, even documentation is very important. Like we were discussing research methodology, there are many research that are going on and there will be many more. So we need people who can work in the field, who need documentation. You can work as a maybe social worker itself, engineer, medical health, like ma'am was saying, mental health ki baat ho rahi hai. Even in traumatic situation, we need doctors to cure and we need psychologists to let people come out of the trauma of any disaster that has happened, right? And we need to have rehabilitation workers. So people can be from any knowledge background at any level. You can work for World Bank, Asian Development, UNO, they have position for disaster experts, Indian Red Cross or CARE, Oxfam, these are your NGOs. So the thing that I want to put in front of you is that disaster management is such a multidisciplinary act. It's a function wherein you can be anything out of from any background. You're a simple graduate, you are account finance, economist, teacher, anything. And you can be a part of disaster management thing. So this is just to keep the time constraint in mind and help you all with more useful sessions. So irrespective of your knowledge domain, like I'm seeing in that chat box, I am from geography, I am from for this, I am from that. You all can be adjusted in disaster management role at various position, provided you have some critical information like Ranjan sir was discussing. You can have many courses at an IIDM website and other places, right? So that's all from my side. And since we have been discussing in the morning itself, in the initial the start of the session, we can have such session in a future also. So आज मैं चाहूंगा कि we can answer as many questions today. There are so many questions. There must be century of questions. So I'll prefer to answer, go for Q&A session as and when it is there. So thank you so much, Avdesh ji. And this is what I just wanted to say. There is huge scope, multidisciplinary role here, disaster management. You all can get a good career there. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Amisana sir, and for clarifying all the doubts related to the preparation, particularly from the finance domain, and rightly because finance is included in the syllabus specifically because somewhere the funds are the driving force or petrol, or we can say the fuel by which any activity, whether it's any activity which is included in the disaster management cycle, is takes a power and it can be executed in the real world. So you very precisely, I must say, it is a very time-bound presentation, sir. I know the extent of this extent and the magnitude of this subject, but you sum up in a very precise way. Thank you so much, sir. And we will have a comprehensive session on all the aspects separately in future as well if we get the feedback from the participants on these topics in the sufficient number. So thank you so much. And meanwhile, I got the information from Dr. Ashish Panda sir, and he has some urgent.
Hey, Avdesh,
please, sir.
I think we are already late, and 3 distinguished speakers are waiting.
Okay.
So I think उनको पहले आप यदि करा दें तो वो बेटर है. तो क्वेश्चन आंसर यदि मैं मुझसे रिलेटेड कुछ होगा, यदि मैं अवेलेबल नहीं होगा तो यू कैन सेंड इट टू मी थ्रू मेल. आई विल आंसर टू द स्टूडेंट्स डायरेक्टली. है मुझे 5:15 निकलना होगा.
Okay.
करवा दीजिए प्लीज.
Okay. I will send the questions. And so if Vasudevan sir is now connected. Vasudevan sir, can you hear me? Please unmute yourself. Hello. Sir, I sent you the request to unmute. Please accept. Hello.
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Vasudevan sir, please, I have unmuted you. Hello. 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 Mm.
अवधेश जी उनके सिस्टम में शायद ना उन्होंने अनम्यूट नहीं किया है अपने सिस्टम में, तो उनको आप एडवाइस कर दीजिए, ही कैन डू दैट।
Just I'm calling, sir. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Sir is going to sir, we can hear you.
Okay. Avdesh ji.
So can I share your slide, sir?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay.
So,
So
good evening to one and all.
thank you, sir. Thank you for
Sorry for excuse for some technical things. Not this one, sir.
Okay, now it's time to introduce Shri K. Vasudevan, sir. And Shri K. Vasudevan, sir, is the founder, managing director of Integrated Institute of Disaster Management. He is MA, MBA, PGDIB, and a true expert in disaster management and climate change. He has got vast experience in skill and livelihood training, SALT, Vika, and disaster management in Villupuram and other districts. He also has expertise in soft skill training and handicraft cluster promotion activities. He has judged as an outstanding trainer in the implementation of World Bank projects, CBDRM, Revenue Department, Tamil Nadu. Its training component was implemented by him in the rural development of Panchayati Raj Department from 2015 to 18. So, thank you, sir, for your time. And I am just sharing your.
Avdesh ji, thank you for your nice introduction. So let me go quickly for my classes. Can you share also my PPT ji?
Just sharing, sir. Just sharing.
Okay. So once again, good evening to one and all. And I am very happy to be part of this kind of program because myself and engineer Avdesh sir working together every day, and for what we can do future for the student, for the community, for the department. So in the various aspects we are discussing every day. For that IIDM and DMCC is working together since last more than 5 years. As the result of that, now IIDM and DMC as a chance to enter into MOU with many universities now, where we are going to launch our post-graduation diploma in disaster management, managing multiple disasters courses, and some certificate courses in many colleges. So that was the result of that, what we are working together. So it may be useful for students who can able to understand about us, and we are hardly preparing our study material, our own study material, because we want to be unique in disaster management function. And engineer Avdesh ji major contribution. Not I am doing very little, but he is doing a lot. I think I can say that he is doing 90%. I am doing only 10%.
Oh,
and out of that, now all the universities are approaching us to have our syllabus, to have our MOU, to conduct a post-graduation diploma, to conduct a diploma, to conduct a certificate courses. For that, we may need all our panelists support in the future as a guest lecture, as a guidelines, well-wishers for our upcoming courses. So here, for that, we jointly created this platform where all the, not only students, where all the people, now I have seen there are 2-3 doctors from Tamil Nadu, Mrs. Uma Devi, Dr. Narayanan and Dr. Ramachandran was joined here because they are the bigger experts in disaster management, where they are working with us since last more than 1 week, and where we worked with the World Bank at a CBDRM project. We are giving our regular training to the grassroots level students. Actually, that is our plus point, that we are not talking only at the upper level. We are doing our best at the grassroots level. As per Mission Life, where even the layman can understand what is the present scenario of the country, what is the present scenario of the world. So everybody has to understand what is the present position, and there are a lot of, it's a vast area. Disaster management is the bigger area. As Dr. Rajalakshmi Madam has rightly said, the strong area has to be chosen. If student of Kashmir and wants to study about coastal issues, then in future, if he is going to be in a coastal ways, it will be useful for the entire community. Whereas if he choose the subject and study it in a different line, and where he is going to be future at a different place, so that will not make, though it will give us some good relation, but according to the subject, according to the, either it can be a DRR, it can be a mental cure, it can be a relief section, it can be a various aspect. As per their future, if they choose the subject, if they choose the a topic, then it will be helpful for the people, students who can going for a research, who can going to be get disaster things. But sir, next slide, sir, I can go. So here
Okay.
you can also already all the panelists very clearly explained. There are NDMA given proper guidelines, policy, act, everything. After that, there is a NIDM giving their best to the nation. Each and every disaster, they have their own study material, what do's and don'ts, what is and roles and responsibility of each citizen of India, everything they have already given. Even the World Bank study material, UNDRFP study material, giving a lot of output for the student, for community, for everyone. Here I have seen some of the disaster management expert, Sri R.B. Singh. Sir, I'm audible?
You are audible, sir. Can you see the screen, sir?
Yes, sir. I can see the screen. Can you come to the first screen, sir?
Yes, sir. Because we are running short of time, sir.
Yes. Okay. Already I
That's
finished.
why. It's my duty to remind everyone, sir. And because
okay.
we have to take the question answer session as well. Yes,
Second
please.
one. As I already said, NDMA, NIDM, even IGNO University have their special subject thing, where our engineers are also part of their syllabus preparation and all. And NDMA, World Bank, UNDRF, there are many organizations like a global stakeholder. We can call them as a stakeholder globally, and where they have put their input. They passed the lesson learned from the past disasters. We are always saying that what is the good and bad experience on their past disaster experience, and they shared their material in their portal. We can also find, and Dr. R.B. Singh also is one of the best writer, given a very good covered of disaster thing. The next one, sir. Avdesh, can you go to next one? Mr. Sri Santosh Kumar has given a lot of study material for the students, particularly those who are doing the research fellowship, all those things. There is another next one, Ji. Next one. The next one. Avdesh, next one. You can go to Lakshmi ma'am also has given quite a lot of. You can see from this, after engineering, Avdesh is sharing this PPT to everyone in our group also, WhatsApp group, so that we can connect with a lot of discussion and studies. As I told you already, there is a global stakeholders where they are giving lot of output in their website, whenever we need, we can discuss also. Sir, next one. Avdeshji, next one.
Yes,
Can you go to next one?
Yes, sir. I have
Yeah,
searched. Is it visible?
I think, yes. Yeah, visible
It's
now,
taking
visible.
slight delay, sir, from my side.
Okay. There are lot of links also we have given here so that student or participant can go through one by one according to your subject and get benefited out of it. Next one, sir. Study material, we have given lot of links here. You can go through and study about epidemic, pandemic, what are the lesson learned from the disasters. All those things we have given, sir. Next one, sir. Next one.
Yes, sir. I'm on the next slide. It will display
Yes,
shortly to you.
Okay, sir. Okay. So all those study material can help you, and also this is the first meeting. We are every fortnight or every month we will have a regular meeting. So we will try to help student as much we can in that sector. Also, I am requesting participant and student. Don't look only the materials and try to prepare, and try to see the past experiences with some institutions, NGOs and other stakeholders. What is their field experience, how they are managed, how was it was prevented, how it is they minimize the risk, how they become a resilience now. So all those things, if you are getting a wider knowledge from the people, then it will be helpful for you to go through for your subject and other things. So I wish you all the participants very good luck and best of your studies. And we will definitely help you in terms of providing you soft copy and hard copy, all those things. I thank you each and everyone who has stayed here a long time and watching us. Please be with us. We will give you a lot of study material. We will have a lot of discussion. Engineer Avadeshji is contributing is doing his major contribution towards do this kind of program. And shortly we will have a lot of social media platform also, where you can hear about the scenario of the world, what was happened, how it was happened, how we are conventional into different sources. All those things will help you for your future studies. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Avdeshji, and thank you so much to each and every panelist who has contributed today. And definitely we will have one new platform where you will be assisting IIDM and DMCC for the future project. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Everyone. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for your time, and particularly you always guide us with your vast experience. That's why we are able to work on this these type of ground level initiatives, and we are planning a conference in the Tamil Nadu as well in the next in the December 2024. But let's see what bit we can proceed with. And thank you so much for your insightful collection of the link, because when we are going to it is for the information of our aspirants or participants. We will share all this material in our WhatsApp group, which is the link of which is already provided on the email address to you with which you are registered. So you can get all the materials, all the related like disaster management plan, disaster management policies, UNDR material, whatever we can provide you, we will provide you. Or so without taking much time, because we are running out short of time, so I would like to invite and request Dr. Aparna Bera Roy Chaudhary, ma'am, if she can hear me. I would like to request ma'am to please proceed with her session. Hello.
Good afternoon, Avdeshji.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon. Thanks for your time, and now we have gone through with the 2 aspect full and 3 aspect full regarding syllabus, its pattern, then its research, then it's what are the preparation strategy, and recently about the study material as well. Now it is the 4th and the final session, which you are going to in which you are going to provide us the insights about what are the future aspects of the research on the doctoral level when the candidate is going to pursue their PhD. I request you to please proceed with the session. But before you proceed with your session, I would like to introduce you before our panelist and our participant as well. So we have Dr. Aparna Bera Roy Chaudhary, ma'am. And with a profound commitment for advancing geospatial science and technology, Dr. Chaudhary has significantly contributed to the field of climate, climate change research, urban systems analysis, and geospatial education. Her leadership at SIARD and RSIGST reflects a strategic vision aimed at integrating geospatial technology into various sectors, including transportation, national security, and smart farming. Dr. Chaudhary's work is particularly noted for its emphasis on societal impacts and climate mitigation solutions, showcasing her dedication to addressing critical global challenges through innovative research. Her work in creating a geospatial database for Sundarban Delta region underscores her commitment to environmental conservation and resilience planning. Through her leadership and innovative research, Dr. Aparna Bera Roy Chaudhary continues to inspire and drive enhanced advancement in geospatial science, contributing to the sustainable development and resilience of South Asian region. When I was projecting the syllabus, you all witnessed one fact that the remote sensing and GIS technology are also the integral part of this syllabus. So we have an expert, Dr. Aparna Bera Roy Chaudhary, ma'am. So please proceed with your session, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm trying to share my screen. Is it please? Turn to all.
Not yet, ma'am.
Is my screen is visible?
Mm-hmm.
Not yet, ma'am.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
I'm just giving you 1 minute.
I might transfer the co-host right to you as well. So please reshare it.
Is it visible now?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. Not yet. Hello. Hello. Ma'am, if there any difficulty, you can mail me the PPT and I will share from here.
Visible?
I'm just sending my mail address in the chat box. My mail ID is in chat box. You can send your PPT to me. For now, we can see this, I think. Some slide is
Coming,
loading.
sir. Coming, yeah.
Loading. Meanwhile, when ma'am is presenting, I can read the chat box. If Akansha ma'am can hear me, I send you the request to unmute ma'am and also transfer the co-host right to you.
Thank you so much. Am I audible? Daisy just confirmed.
Yes, ma'am, you are audible. And I am resonating with your, you mentioned one point that sharing the copyright material is, it's a very pertinent point, which usually people not pay attention towards. We can see Dr. Aparna ma'am's screen, but not PPT.
But I mean, meanwhile, if I can speak. So when Julian Assange, if you remember, you know, so
Right.
yeah. So after
Abdul
that
ji, my
incident
suggestion-
and
Hello, Abdul ji, my suggestion is that till the time Aparna madam is ready, Akansha ma'am can continue and she can resume. It's my suggestion.
Daisy, now you are muted. We can't hear you.
Ma'am, I'm saying that, ma'am, as Aparna ma'am is solving some technical issue from her side, so please proceed with your session, ma'am, so that we can save the time.
All right. तो मुझे लगता है मुझे लास्ट में रहने का एक कंट्रीब्यूशन में ये दे सकती हूँ that already naturally flow of my speech is a bit fast paced. So, but yes, I assure you that I don't mince, you know, so probably it would be very, very clear if there is no network issue. So, you know, I'm here to talk about PhD opportunities that are available in India, and you know, its relevance. I mean, the relevance of UGC-NET and JRF in disaster management for PhD, and the relevance of UGC-NET for PhD in general as well. So, because here are the communities for disaster management, and we are also अभी सारी खुशियां जो थी of you know, disaster management as a subject inclusion in UGC-NET is very, very recent. So I know that, you know, a lot of you would want to understand, you know, how this is going to help in pursuing PhD in disaster management. I wanted to share the letter from UGC, but I think Aparna ma'am already share करेंगे screen, so I don't know if I can do. मुझे लगा मैं direct पर letter ही scroll कर देती हूँ कि अभी नए जो changes हुए हैं.
You can share, ma'am. You can share.
I can share. Okay. So
Please
I'll just
try.
do. So let's have a look and see. You know, because there are two changes. Number one, that disaster management as a subject has been included in UGC-NET syllabus, you know, UGC-NET list of subjects for the first time. Secondly, there is another change, you know, another very, very important change that we all need to keep in mind, and we are aware also probably, is that पहले क्या होता था, that there were only two categories, right? One was JRF, and the number two category was assistant professor. Eligibility, national eligibility test, we used to pass it for the eligibility of assistant professorship in the country. At the same time, अगर higher score होता था, तो we used to get JRF, Junior Research Fellowship, to pursue PhD and research work in any educational institute where Government of India would fund you. I mean, you know, it would provide you good amount of financial assistance that was enough for a PhD scholar to survive on his own and her own, you know, to continue. We all know कि PhD हम जिस एज पे करते हैं, जिस स्टेज पे करते हैं, वो ये वाला 12th वाला या शायद MA वाला लेवल नहीं होता. PhD जिस एज में हमारे जिंदगी में आती है, we are already surrounded by several you know, full time responsibilities. फैमिली है, शादी का प्रेशर है, जॉब का सबसे बड़ा, you know, ये है. तो उसी टाइम पे पीएचडी भी आती है। तो कई बार because there is unavailability of financial assistance, so what happens that people prefer job over PhD, or if they have to quit their job to pursue PhD, then probably it's really hard and harsh for people. So मुझे ये scroll करने भी नहीं आ रहा है unfortunately. So अभी I don't want to get into these technicalities and let me just continue because time already हम delay हो गए. So I will just tell you that अभी मार्च में ही I can't hear you, Abhijit. You're trying to speak something that I can see.
Ma'am, I am changing it for you. It is on second page.
अच्छा ठीक है, but मुझे दिखाई नहीं दे रहा. हाँ, okay. Now I just learned it. Probably I'm using this platform for the first time. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to learn about a new platform. So you see here, I have very quickly scrolled down. आप देखिए कि नया 3 तरह का कैटेगरी हो गया. हमने बात की कि पहले there were only 2 categories. The number 1 was for JRF, number 2 was for assistant professorship. अभी क्या हो गया है that to make our life easier, एक ही entrance test करने की बात हुई है कि जब एकेडमिक्स के लिए ऑलरेडी नेशनल एलिजिबिलिटी टेस्ट है जो यूजीसी कंडक्ट कराता है, यूजीसी नेट जिसे हम कह रहे हैं, तो हर एक यूनिवर्सिटी का अलग अलग एंट्रेंस टेस्ट होना, और बात इतनी ही नहीं थी. द पॉइंट वाज दैट देयर वर चांसेस ऑफ बायसनेस आल्सो एंड several reported cases of biasness where the interviews that happened within universities probably there several incidences where students were not happy, the candidates were not happy with the way they were dealt. So अभी क्या हुआ है with the net, number third जो third category एक लेकर के आए हैं, that is कि अगर आप उसको क्वालिफाई करते हैं, मेरे ख्याल से बहुत ही उसका कट ऑफ बहुत कम जाएगा आपका पास होने के बाद, बहुत ही कम उसका वो इट डिपेंड्स सब्जेक्ट टू सब्जेक्ट आल्सो. आई डोंट नो डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट के लिए क्या होगा, बिकॉज अभी तो हो ही नहीं रहा है, वो तो 2000 दिसंबर से स्टार्ट होगा. तो थर्ड कैटेगरी में क्या है कि इफ यू क्वालिफाई दैट मच देन यू डू नॉट देयर इज नो नीड फॉर अपीयरिंग फॉर एंट्रेंस टेस्ट ऑफ वेरियस यूनिवर्सिटीज. वही टेस्ट को सभी यूनिवर्सिटीज अक्रॉस द कंट्री शुड एक्सेप्ट दैट मार्क्स. तो उसमें क्या होगा कि 70 नंबर वो जो अगर आपने ये यूजीसी नेट को क्वालिफाई करके रखा है आपके सब्जेक्ट में, एंड इफ यू आर एंटरिंग फॉर पीएचडी इन दैट सब्जेक्ट, देन 70 मार्क्स आपको ऑटोमेटिक आएंगे आपके यूजीसी नेट के स्कोर से. सिर्फ 30 नंबर का इंटरव्यू रह जाएगा. इंटरव्यू वुड ओनली अकाउंट फॉर 30 मार्क्स. So you see, now it's benefit because पहले कितना मुश्किल था. I mean I have done my MA in disaster management from Institute of Social Sciences, Mumbai. I did it in 2009-11. मतलब passed in 2011. और तभी जब मुझे PhD करनी चाहिए, you see, and I should get into academics. तो मुझे लगा if I have to get into academics, मुझे personally लगा that I should qualify for NET, net. Then what happened that disaster management जबकि 2005 में एक्ट आ चुका था कंट्री का, और कितने सारे इंटरनेशनल ट्रीटीज और बहुत सारी चीजों को इंडिया रेटिफाई कर रहा था, बट तब तक भी यूजीसी नेट में डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट एज ए सब्जेक्ट नहीं था. तो क्या हुआ कि उस समय प्रोविजन ये था, मैंने चैट बॉक्स में भी कुछ क्वेश्चन देखे, वेरी क्विकली इफ आई कैन आंसर आई विल आंसर. तो क्या था कि द प्रोविजन इज दैट द नियरेस्ट सब्जेक्ट, फॉर एग्जांपल डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट का नियरेस्ट सब्जेक्ट आप क्या सोच सकते हैं, एनवायरमेंटल साइंसेज है और सोशल वर्क है, तो नियरेस्ट सब्जेक्ट को आप यूज करके यू कैन अपीयर फॉर द एग्जाम. और वो उस समय माना जाता था कि अगर आप ऐसे सब्जेक्ट से आपका मास्टर्स है जिसमें कि जो कि ऑलरेडी यूजीसी के उसमें नोटिफाइड नहीं है, तो नो प्रॉब्लम, यू विल बी कंसीडर्ड. उसमें तो खैर असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर सिर्फ के लिए नेट की एलिजिबिलिटी हटा दी थी, या पीएचडी के लिए नेट की एलिजिबिलिटी हटा दी थी, लेकिन अब है 2000 इसी साल के दिसंबर से हम अपीयर करने लगेंगे एग्जाम में. है सो वेरी क्विकली कमिंग बैक टू द पॉइंट, सो नाउ you do not have to appear for different exams, different entrance exams. You have to simply qualify net ka, और उसमें you have to ensure that at least you fall in the third category. that makes you eligible for admissions to PhD program only and not for the award of JRF for appointment as assistant professor. लेकिन अगर आप उसमें ठीक है, then you also want to test your eligibility for assistant professorship or want to appear in that, you can do that. If you score a little higher, you know, probably you will be eligible for assistant professorship also, and that should be your aim actually, because if you are pursuing PhD, you should, you know, minimum you should reach, you know, to the qualification of assistant professor. उतना marks तो आ ही जाना चाहिए. JRF हम नहीं कर पाए अगर एक attempt, दो attempts में तो. So yeah, but if you have JRF होने से फायदा ये होता है कि यूनिवर्सिटी प्रेफरेंस देती है आज की डेट में, अब तक देती रही है. कई जगहों पे आप BHU में देखेंगे, इलाहाबाद यूनिवर्सिटी में देखेंगे, कई सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटीज में देखेंगे, तो जिनके JRF रहे हैं बेसिकली सारी सीट्स वही फुल कर डालते हैं, यू नो, जिनके JRF है. तो JRF होने से एक तो पैसा भी मिल रहा है आपको, प्लस यू आर टेकन मोर सीरियसली बिकॉज यू हैव स्कोर्ड वेरी वेरी हाई इन एन एग्जाम that is of great reputation. So these are the things. So I hope I'm clear that 70% आपको मिलेगा ये नेट के एग्जाम की एलिजिबिलिटी से, जो अगर आप थर्ड कैटेगरी को अभी अगर आप पास कर लेते हैं तो, और बाकी का जो है 30% जो है वो यूनिवर्सिटीज के एंट्रेंस पे रहेंगे, यूनिवर्सिटी के इंटरव्यूज पे रहेंगे. हाँ, यूनिवर्सिटी का स्पेशली जो स्पेसिफिक एंट्रेंस टेस्ट होते थे वो नहीं होगा. Now this ये तो रही UGC-NET और इसका रेलेवेंस आपके PhD के लिए क्या है. अभी very very quickly just I'll take 1 or 2 minutes and I'll give you an idea कि कहाँ पर PhD opportunities country में है. So and that too in disaster management. I'm talking about disaster management. So it is, I mean, पहले ऐसा था कि सेंटर और schools dedicated to disaster management नहीं थे. There were no dedicated centers or research institutions, you know, specifically for disaster management domain. But situations have changed. Now there are several universities that have successfully created schools and centers and special research, you know, institutions for disaster management, and they are welcoming students for PhD. So, and these kind of but ऐसा नहीं है कि जहां पर स्पेशल सेंटर है CGC यूनिवर्सिटी में, सपोज करिए कि राष्ट्रीय रक्षा यूनिवर्सिटी, इट्स अ यूनिवर्सिटी बाय मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ होम अफेयर्स, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट यूनिवर्सिटी, आई एम पार्ट ऑफ इट. इट हैज अ स्पेशल सेंटर, बट सेंटर हो या ना हो, इट आल्सो ऑफर्स PhD इन डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट. कई यूनिवर्सिटीज ऐसी होती है जो जिनके पास ना तो स्पेशल सेंटर है, ना वो कोई स्पेशल ऐसे अनाउंसमेंट कर रहे हैं दैट कम फॉर PhD इन डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट, yet you can pursue a research in the domain of disaster management, because ये बहुत मल्टी, सर पहले भी सर लोगों ने बताया that, you know, it is interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary and so many cross-cutting issues. For example, say you want to study something that is relevant to anthropology, you know, it is disasters and anthropology both. So I mean, there is no harm in going to an institute that specializes in anthropology. Or say you want to do something related to increasing incidences of disasters and climate change, you can. There is no harm in going to a specialized school that you know, that specializes in environmental sciences and sustainability. Social work है, anthropology है, और you know, I mean, बहुत सारी चीजें इंजीनियरिंग में है, कहीं भी है. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट मतलब आपका टाइटल भी डिजास्टर्स उसमें घुसना चाहिए. बहुत सारी चीजें होती, बहुत सारे लेयर्स है, बहुत सारे नुआंसेस हैं. अभी मैम अगर बात होगी तो she will tell you about, you know, research opportunities and the kind of researches I mean that can be undertaken in the field of disaster management. So what I would summarize with that, you know, the PhD opportunities within India are available at central government institutes as well, institutes of national importance as well. For example, IIT Guwahati, IIT Roorkee, Rashtriya Raksha University, Gujarat. And at the same time, you know, there are several deemed universities, but they are very, very prestigious, and their school for disaster management is known in Asia and in India. For example, Tata Institute of Social Sciences, Mumbai hai, या JNU है, JNU has a special center for disaster research. पंजाब यूनिवर्सिटी में आप जा सकते हैं, Pondicherry University है, Jadavpur University है, you know, they have their specialized schools for disaster research, disaster management, etc. Then there are private universities as well, private institutions as well. For example, Ram Manohar Lohia hai, ya Shulini University, and there are several agencies, several institutions that are offering, PhD in disaster management. So with this, I would like to close, and I'm giving my LinkedIn profile link in chat box for in case you have anything to ask. You can because मुझे तो मुश्किल लग रहा है कि आज डिस्कशन सेशन कितना हो पाएगा. तो मैं अपना LinkedIn आपको लिंक आपको दे दूंगी. You can approach, you can contact me there, and I'll try my best to answer you as much as possible. And yes, people who have written in chat box that they are pursuing, they are in the second semester, they are in the second year of their masters. Yes, you are eligible for appearing in the UGC-NET exam, even if you are in your second year of education. And if you are pursuing your masters in a subject that is yet to be notified in UGC-NET, you can always appear in any nearby subject. So that's there. Okay, then thank you very much, Avdesh ji. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope I have been able to answer.
Thank you so much, ma'am. You not only answer, but you provided entire framework of where people or aspirants can go after qualifying the NET and JRF, and the way disaster management's importance increasing not only in India but in the world. So this the professional of this field will be required in a high number in the future, we can expect. And you very well explained what is the criteria 1, 2, 3 recent criteria for the UGC-NET examination. Like earlier there was only 2 lectureship or assistant professor, we call it, or for second one is for the JRF. Now the third one is also added, and that all the admission in the PhDs, it is relevant for all admissions process in the PhD, as well as it has a high weightage. So thank you so much for the insights and accepting the invitation such a short notice. And thank you so much, ma'am. Now we will also unmute soon. We are going to after the next session of Dr. Aparna Behra, we will unmute all the participants so that they can ask the live question. So it is my request, please stay connected with us.
मुझे ये हटाने नहीं आ रहा presentation. Can you please do it for me?
Okay. It is just a stop sharing. There is a stop sharing option, and you can.
I'm looking for it, but I can't find it.
Aparna ma'am, can you hear me now? There was an issue from ma'am side, so now I think it is resolved. So Aparna ma'am, if you can hear me, please unmute yourself.
Or if madam can send her PPT to you so that sir can also display it.
Yes, right. Ma'am is a co-host as well. And now she even can mute us.
So what is happening?
So meanwhile, now I am going to unmute all the participants, because after ma'am's session, we will go for the question answer session, because participants are connected with us from a long time.
So I think question and answer section we can postpone to next one, sir, because madam has to present. Then after that we can collect the entire question. Then we can circulate within our frame panelist circle. Then we can discuss, sir. I think people will not be stay long after.
No, they are. We still have the 64% connected, and I removed the restriction of the participant. Now they can unmute themselves as well. In the meantime, Dr. Aparna will join us. So if there any question, they can ask after unmuting themselves.
Yes.
They can also tell us in chat box if they have any problem in muting this and muting this themselves.
Yes. Participant, please, if you have any queries, you can talk to people straight away. Now there is an option, Engineer Avdeshji, unmute all the participants. Now you can directly talk to us. What is your needed, what is your future aim and all, you can discuss with us.
Good afternoon to all.
Good afternoon.
Sir, actually,
What's your name?
my name is Prabhat and I am working in environmental sector. I just want to say one thing, that in all recruitment rules of different government organization, there is no mentioning of disaster management. So students will not इनका जो झुकाव है वो डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट की तरफ से कैसे होगा, क्योंकि जितने भी हमारे रिक्रूटमेंट रूल्स हैं उन सब में कहीं पर भी डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट का जिक्र नहीं है। अभी लेटेस्ट मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ होम अफेयर्स में कुछ वैकेंसीज निकली थी असिस्टेंट डायरेक्टर डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट की, लेकिन उसकी असेंशियल क्वालिफिकेशंस में नीदर उनकी तरफ से मास्टर डिग्री इन डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट और अलाइड सब्जेक्ट था और ना ही कुछ और था। मतलब उन्होंने सिंपल से लिखा ही शुड बी नॉर्मल पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट और ग्रेजुएट। अगर हम यूजीसी की तरफ से डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट को हम इंक्लूड कर रहे हैं तो एटलीस्ट हमारी एक टीम को इस चीज के लिए भी वर्क करना चाहिए कि जितने भी गवर्नमेंट एजेंसीज हैं, जितने भी पीएसयूज हैं, जितने भी बैंक्स हैं, वहां पर जैसे ईएसजी की सेपरेट वैकेंसी होती है, फायर एंड सेफ्टी ऑफिसर की सेपरेट वैकेंसी होती है, इनके रिक्रूटमेंट रूल्स में कहीं ना कहीं डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट का इंक्लूजन भी करवाया जाए।
Hello.
जी
Hello. Akansha ma'am, would you like to answer?
Yeah. I think I completely understand what Prabhat is saying.
Because it's related to the employment basically.
Yeah. Absolutely right, Prabhat sir. लेकिन मुझे वो ये है that for example gender studies सर है, women studies है for example, या environmental studies है, तो क्या होता है कि I think ये इस तरह के जो notifications आते हैं वो इस चीज को ध्यान रखते हैं कि कितने ज्यादा लेवल पे इस चीज हो रही है, कितने इंस्टीट्यूशन है जो इसको कवर कर रहे हैं। यहाँ तो हालत ये है डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट की कि 2024 में तो ये यूजीसी नेट में आ रहा है, तो और आप ये समझिए कि अभी भी कंट्री में जो बात जैसे जो एस्टैब्लिश सब्जेक्ट है, एस्टैब्लिश इन द सेंस लाइक सब्जेक्ट्स दैट आर डोमिनेटिंग स्टिल, इंजीनियरिंग है, सोशल साइंस एंड हिस्ट्री है, ज्योग्राफी है, या हिंदी है, इंग्लिश है, कितने ज्यादा लगभग हर दूसरी यूनिवर्सिटी इनको पढ़ा रही होगी, लेकिन डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट को, एनवायरमेंटल स्टडीज को या इस तरह के सब्जेक्ट्स को कितने लोग पढ़ा रहे हैं। तो जब इस तरह की भर्तियां निकलती हैं, मेरे ख्याल से इसीलिए जेहन में नहीं रहता पॉलिसी मेकर्स के, क्योंकि या रहता भी है तो शायद वो इसलिए मेंशन नहीं करते बिकॉज उनको लगता है कि इंटेक ही शायद नहीं मिलेगा। फॉर एग्जाम्पल यूपी गवर्नमेंट पे क्या होता है कि उत्तर प्रदेश के 75 जिलों में हर जिले में इस आपदा विशेषज्ञ का प्रोविजन है। So this provision is there since 2017. Now, what is the problem? The problem is that if they are going to make masters in disaster management mandatory, they will not get their enough applications also, sir. So what are they doing? उसमें उन्होंने क्या किया है कि कुछ मतलब disaster management अगर आपका है तो they give you preference, but it is one of the requirements, one of the desired qualification that they mention. बट जनरली होता है कि उसमें उन्होंने पीजी डिप्लोमा भी मेंशन कर दिया कि पीजी डिप्लोमा अगर आपका डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट में है, और अभी तक आप बहुत पलट करके देखेंगे तो डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल्स पे या कई लेवल्स पे डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट की फील्ड में जो प्रोफेशनल्स हैं, दे आर होल्डिंग पीजी डिप्लोमास इन डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट, एंड ज्यादातर करके इट इज फ्रॉम गोरखपुर यूनिवर्सिटी से या इग्नू से है। उत्तर प्रदेश का मैं हाल बता रही हूँ, बाकी जगहों का भी मैं देख रही हूँ, इट इज फ्रॉम इग्नू से ज्यादा करके। तो मेरे ख्याल से ये एक रीजन है, लेकिन अब चूंकि यूजीसी ने इसको एज अ सब्जेक्ट ले आया है, एक मास लेवल पे अवेयरनेस बन रही है, अंडरस्टैंडिंग बन रही है, और ऑटोमेटिकली कुछ चीजें ऐसी होती है, पॉलिसी इनिशिएटिव्स ऐसे होते हैं जो होते बड़े छोटे से हैं, लेकिन उनका जो इम्प्लीकेशन है वो बहुत दूर तक जाता है उस पर्टिकुलर फील्ड के लिए। आई होप दैट दिस इज रियली एक आशीर्वाद है फॉर द डोमेन ऑफ डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट, एंड अगले 4-5 सालों में आप देखिएगा जैसे ही पीएचडी कैंडिडेट्स बूम करेंगे, जैसे ही नेशनल एलिजिबिलिटी टेस्ट पास किए हुए लोग इन डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट डोमेन बूम करेंगे, ऑटोमेटिकली दिस सब्जेक्ट वुड स्प्रेड अक्रॉस, एंड जब एक बार सब्जेक्ट एस्टैब्लिश हो जाएगा तो 100% वैकेंसीज स्पेसिफाई करने लगेंगे दैट वी वांट पीपल हु हैव स्पेशलाइज्ड इन डिजास्टर।
आई पार्शियली एग्री विद यू मैम, बट एक चीज मैं और भी, हम बड़े सीनियर सदस्य बैठे हैं, सबके संज्ञान में लाना चाहता हूं। मैं दिल्ली का उदाहरण देता हूं। दिल्ली डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट अथॉरिटी, ये डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट प्रोफेशनल या प्रोजेक्ट असिस्टेंट हायर करती है, एंड दे बेयरली गिव 20,000। मतलब आप ये सोचिए कि ये हमारे एक सब्जेक्ट की एक गवर्नमेंट एजेंसी के थ्रू कितनी वैल्यू है। हमें अपनी वैल्यू अपग्रेड करवाने के लिए कुछ ना कुछ रिक्रूटमेंट रूल्स में, कुछ ना कुछ पॉलिसी के अंदर इन्वॉल्वमेंट अपना लाना ही पड़ेगा। मैं हरियाणा की अगर बात करूं, यहाँ पर पिछले लगभग 10 साल में डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट की कोई सेपरेट वैकेंसी नहीं निकलती है। सिर्फ ये रेवेन्यू एंड डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट को कंबाइन इन्होंने कर रखा है, जिसके अंदर बेसिकली जो बेनिफिट मिलता है वो जो बीकॉम स्टूडेंट्स होते हैं केवल उन्हीं को ही मिल पाता है।
Hello.
कोर डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट का नहीं मिल पाता है।
Others,
Hello.
is it audible?
Yes, sir. You are audible, sir.
You
You are audible,
you are
sir.
Okay.
right. You are right, sir. But हरियाणा का आप बात कर रहे हैं तो मैं वहां पर भी डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल पे देयर हैव बीन रिक्रूटमेंट्स। उत्तराखंड में देयर हैव बीन रिक्रूटमेंट्स एट डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल ऑफ आपदा विशेषज्ञ। उत्तर प्रदेश, हाँ, you are right. You are right. The pay scale, there has to be something needs to be done for better financial opportunities, better job opportunities in this field. To encourage more people to enter in the field, as has been visualized at policy level, that
Okay.
हाँ.
Akansha ma'am, I think we are here discussing the competitive exam of UGC-NET, and these are some issues which are directing us to in a different zone.
Yeah.
We can do a separate discussion, or we can discuss it in a different way.
Job
But right
opportunities
now,
can be discussed, yes.
our aim is regarding the UGC-NET and how aspirants can appear in this examination. Now, meanwhile, we have Dr. Aparna Bera ma'am, and one more bonus for us, we can say. We also have Dr. Vishwajit Roy sir as well, who is chairman SYART, and he, because of some technical glitches, we were not able to find the voice. Now that glitch is solved. So welcome sir and ma'am here. And,
Others, now it is okay?
yes, sir, it is
Now
okay.
it is audible?
It is perfectly
Okay.
audible, sir.
So I'm sharing the screen to
audible,
ma'am.
but we
Ma'am
are
will
not able to hear properly. There is some voice.
Hello. Please proceed, sir.
Is it visible?
Not yet, sir.
मेरी visible हो रहा है?
It's loading, sir. It's loading right now.
If it is visible, please let me know.
Sure, sir. Sir, please stop sharing and reshare it.
Okay.
Now it is visible, sir. We can see. Please take
Okay,
it in the
fine.
presentation
So,
mode. And
yeah.
meanwhile,
Is it okay?
it's okay, sir. It's okay. We can clearly
Okay.
see the screen. But before that, I would like to introduce ma'am.
So good afternoon to all.
Ma'am,
Hello.
just a second. Just a second, ma'am. I would like to introduce you before the participants.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so now much awaited technical difficulty is solved, and we have Dr. Aparna Bera ma'am with us. And as I also introduced ma'am, with a profound commitment to advancing geospatial science and technology, Dr. Chaudhary has significantly contributed to the field of climate change research, urban system analysis, and geospatial education. Her leadership at SYART and RSIGST reflects a strategic vision aimed at integrating geospatial technology into various sectors, including transportation, national security, and smart farming. Dr. Chaudhary's work is particularly noted for its emphasis on societal impacts and climate mitigation solutions, showcasing her dedication to addressing critical global challenges through innovative research. Her work in creating a geospatial database for the Sundarban Delta region underscores our commitment to environmental conservation and resilience planning. Though her leadership and innovative research, Dr. Aparna Bera Roy Chaudhary continues to inspire and drive advancements in geospatial science, contributing to the sustainable development resilience of South Asian region. I also discussed before that remote sensing and GIS is particularly included in this in the subject in the syllabus of UGC-NET disaster management. That's why this is very important to know all the possibilities of research in this domain from the experts. So we have, ma'am, please over to you with your presentation.
Good afternoon all, and thank you especially IIDM and DMCC for this opportunity. And I will start my discussion with the scope of research in higher education and PhD in disaster management. My slides will appear like the summarization of all the discussions.
Ma'am, please share the slide one more time because I was sharing it.
I think slides are not visible yet.
Not yet, because I stopped sharing and I was introducing you with the participants. So please share it one more time. I think there will be no difficulty. Just click on the share option. You will find the screen.
Sharing.
It's on share option, and please click on screen.
Now visible.
Not yet, ma'am. And please proceed with the session. We can hear you.
In the meantime, you can also share the PPT, sir. Once Madam, yeah.
Now it's visible, Adishji?
No, ma'am. We can't see it.
Yeah.
Click on the share and then it will show the screen option. Hello. Hello. Hello.
I think there is some technical issue, sir.
Okay. Okay. Meanwhile, I am making one announcement that with the participant that
Yes,
I'm going to share one feedback link to you as you have to fill this link so that we can get the feedback from your side and what are the requirement of this subject. We can also understand better the requirement of the aspirants. And shortly the link will be available in the chat box. Yes, Q&A session is all on, and you can ask if you want to ask any question, Vaibhavji, because ma'am is going to share her PPT. Vaibhavji, can you hear me? I removed the restriction of unmuting. Participants can unmute themselves. If they are facing any problem, they can let me know in the chat box.
Sure. Any other Dubar introduction?
Adesh, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
Okay, I'm sharing the screen again, maybe in technical places.
Okay, okay.
Please let me know. Visible.
So not yet.
Visible, Adesh?
Not yet, sir.
Now, because here it's showing it's visible.
No, sir,
Hello.
not yet. Not yet.
Here screen is filled.
And an information for the. No. Sir, we can proceed without PPT if there is no problem, because it's a 10-minute session, and if there is no problem, we can proceed with the session.
Now.
And other not yet, sir. You can send the PPT to me if there is any technical glitch
I
there.
think I'm
Now
sharing
something
the
is loading, sir. I think.
I'm sharing the PPT. Okay.
Yes, sir. It's loading, but not. No, sir. Yes, sir. It is
May I
visible
share
now.
the PPT?
It is
Is
visible
it
now.
visible? Okay, fine. Okay.
Yeah, please, sir. Please. It's visible. It's perfectly visible, sir. Please proceed.
My extreme apologies for the technical glitch and concerning the time constraint. I am just going through the slides. We all know that disaster management is an interdisciplinary field. And nowadays, with the advance of so many natural and man-made disasters, the concept note, this will outline the scope, significance, and pathways for pursuing research. And nowadays, the relevance in the disaster management research is it provides evidence-based practices, innovations, so many scope of policy development and community resilience. And especially my research area is this. Climate-induced migration and the livelihood struggles of the Sundarban people. And there must be a few key research areas risk assessment and reduction, early warning system, emergency response, coordination, disaster recovery, rehabilitation, climate change, disaster risk, urban planning, public health disaster, social and psychological impacts, and so on. Some of them I have just listed now. And in the methodologies concerned, we could use lots of different methodologies like qualitative research, quantitative research, and a mixed method also. And we could plan through lots of geospatial analysis and lots of statistical platforms though. And also specific field studies could be much more in hand in this concerning situations. Now, pursuing a PhD in disaster management would need the few basic eligibility criteria, like it typically requires a relevant master's degree in various allied subjects and various allied fields also. Now, the program structure includes coursework. Already, there were a lot of discussions today in this sector. Now, key skill development like research methodology, data analysis, critical. Everyone must go through this kind of journey. And the potential research topics will be contemporary issues such as climate change, adaptation, resilient infrastructure. Then the funding issues and scholarships. There are ample opportunities there, like different government grants, university scholarships, research fellowships, and the private sector funding also. And Akanksha ma'am has already named the particular institutions, few of the institutions which are providing this kind of opportunities. And the PhD or higher education in disaster management opens a lots of opportunities also in different allied fields. Like one can choose academia and even government agencies like disaster management authorities, planning commission, public health departments. And then in many international organizations, opportunities are with UN agencies, World Bank, etc. Then non-governmental organizations, different NGOs, and then private sectors also opens a lot of opportunities. Nowadays, it is a lot more opening consulting, like consulting firms, insurance companies, and corporate disaster planning roles, etc. Then coming to challenges, these are quite dynamic fields and offers lots of challenges. And typically, it is interdisciplinary nature. So the different challenges came from the data availability and reliability, like access to quality data is a bit limited. Then fieldwork risk and foremost ethical consideration, because a lot of research actually harms communities or individuals' interest in this critical manner. And then in the conclusion, I would tell that research and PhD program in disaster management actually through fostering innovation and enhancing knowledges in this field, we all can actually building a safer, more resilient world. Thank you. Thank you. Now to Adeshji.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am, for your time. Technical glitches, but I can see the comprehensive coverage of the research domain. Particularly as this time, some new technologies are also integrated in the syllabus of the disaster management, which were not earlier in the disaster management syllabus of many competitive exams, and these have been incorporated in the disaster management UGC-NET exam. And after pursuing the after qualifying the UGC-NET or JRF or its assistant professorship or PhD eligibility criteria fulfilling, there will be a great question that where we are going to take admission, what will be the research aspect, in which sector we can pursue the research. So you aptly answer in your presentation about various type of opportunity which are open for the aspirants, and this is just like providing the very good insights in such a short time. Thank you so much for providing all these, introducing us with all these aspects of research in higher education domain, and accepting our invitation on such a short notice. And what is the significance of the key research areas like risk assessment and reduction, early warning system, and climate change and disaster risk, and geospatial technologies application in solving the problems which are forefront before the society. I think SYARD is doing great on the ground in this aspect. So thank you for sharing your experience and enlightening us with this with your session. And now this is the end of our all the 4 vertical presentation, which was basically focusing towards preparation of this newly introduced UGC-NET exam. We are in the position to answer some questions which are obviously answered in the presentation of the respective speakers. But if is there any question which is still can be put forward before the panel of experts, so the participants are open to ask. So I also shared the feedback form. They can also fill that form so that we can understand what are the expectations of the aspirants. So we have Amit Sinha sir with us. We have Dr. Amit Sinha sir with us, and we have Dr. Aparna Bera ma'am with us, Kansha Pandey ma'am, and also Vasudevan sir and myself. So please ask if is there any question related to the topic. So I am reading the question. Okay, sir. Ms. Sinha, sir. I'm taking the question from the chat box. Otherwise, participant can also unmute themselves. My Vaibhav G's question. This is my question is I am preparing for civil services examination. Okay, and I turned 23 last month recently. I got an interview call from MP PCS exam. I have completed my MBA in Disaster Management from Devi Ahilya Vishwavidyalaya Indore. I want to apply for UGC-NET examination and around 5 months are remaining for the exam. How much time should I give to prepare to exam, as I am also preparing for civil services? So, sir, his question is related to the parallel preparation. On one side, he is preparing for civil services examination, and also we can see this is UGC-NET, which is UGC-NET Disaster Management, which is recently introduced. So, what will be the possible strategies you will suggest? You can suggest. So, please throw some light on this, Amit Sinha, sir.
Yes. Okay. Since you are doing two things at a time, so I will again say go by the management lessons. Set your priorities first. And normally UPSC exams, they are held in the second week of the May. And now you can appear for the UGC first. So 5 months, you can concentrate on this thing and take that civil services exam in a back gear, second option. And once you are through with the UGC next 5 months, you can again focus on the remaining time on the UPSC exam. As compared, when we see the syllabus of UPSC is much comprehensive than what it is for NET. So you can definitely spare maybe 3 hours for a UPSC thing, NET thing, and remaining 4-5 hours you can continue for your civil services exam. So you need to strike a balance between your available time, and you can do both the things simultaneously.
Sir, we also have one more question. Sir, is any further planning for the exam by your end, classes or material? So this thing we are receiving a lot, sir. Actually,
Avdeshji, you have shared enough links in chat box since the start of this session. And in between, Ranjanji also shared some good books. So if they can just refer the chat box, they can have a very nice content list. Even an IDM site is there. UGC site is there. You can get things. Good quality content is available.
Okay. And SP, I can't see the name of the participant or aspirant. So can you unmute and ask the question clearly? Because if you can ask. Yes, all the material will be shared in the WhatsApp group. Don't worry about that. And if you can unmute yourself, so please.
Sanyam. His name is Sanyam. I think
Sanyam.
he may be expecting kind of study material for the exams. Maybe
Study material, I think the classes. Actually, all our professionals are, they are not, actually somewhere they are engaged. Like Dr. Aparna Vera ma'am is handling the responsibility of chairman, co-chairman from SYLLABUS. Ms. Sinha is also looking some responsibilities and some. So we will see if we get such a request or such type of feedback. That's why we have shared the feedback. We will plan if we can arrange something for the students because nowadays the challenge is it's continuous preparation. Actually, consistency and perseverance is important, and so as the right direction from the right professionals. You know, I would like to share one experience from the market of the coaching industry or some similar systems. Like nowadays, you will find a lot of material which is prepared by the ChatGPT. You can enter entire syllabus in the ChatGPT. They will provide you the entire course it will develop the course, and you can take printout and you can say that I have prepared the syllabus based study material of UGC-NET disaster management, but this is not actually the picture. The level of the question which are in the examination are not going to demand this type of surface strategy. That's why be aware from the people who are selling such things to you. That's why we have not mentioned any type of fees, which is absolutely free of cost, and our speakers help us in conducting this session and contributed his time. So let's go for my mid to PG partial and IGNOU notes. It will clear the basic concept. Yes, you can see that nowadays, as you are seeing that from the IGNOU, I would like to add one more update that IGNOU also launched one postgraduate diploma in disaster risk reduction, and it is available in both Hindi and English. And I am engaged in its translation work as well. I'm associated with under direction of a very eminent Professor Nandini ma'am. So she is the course coordinator of that course. You can refer those books as well. It is a recently developed material. And any more question? I have confidence that I can clear first paper, but what about the second paper, classes or crispy course material? Yes, you are right, Weber. Actually, on the first paper, there is a lot of information available and lot of YouTube course material is available. But on the second paper is a challenge, because till now there is no previous question paper in disaster management is available. Not there is nothing, no significant material is available. Whatever available, I am showing to you that this is National Disaster Management Plan. And Disaster Management Plan 2019, it has a comprehensive coverage. You can see some more material. It is because we are the people who actively engage in all this type of activity. That's why we have certain materials. And one more thing, this national education policy. You will surprised to know that this course is developed in the strict boundaries of national education policy. That's why you can see some Indian traditional approach in the disaster management as well in the syllabus. This is one thing. And most of the recommended websites are already recommended. And please stay connected with our WhatsApp group. We will provide the relevant information. Don't worry about that. We are also study the pattern. Okay, how the feedback is coming and how the people are going to hit this exam. And this is from my side regarding this answer. And if any more question, so they can ask, because there was a long session time, but we were thinking that there will be more and more questions. So just Vasudevan sir, I am sharing one.
Yes, sir.
Excel
What
to
you have
you.
done is right. Yes.
These are some
already
85 questions you can see, because I think the people are not writing right now, but we have received these questions. These are 85 questions we have received. That what is the age limit criteria? Okay, so you can go with the notice. I will share it in the box.
by email also,
there
sir.
is a-
Email also. Email
there
to
is a set-
everyone.
There is a set criteria of age regarding relaxation according to the category. How to start the preparation already answered, and how to know about the recommended book, recommended online, offline course for disaster management. We will provide the information apart from this as well. So
Sir,
qualification in future.
all our panelists can go through, sir, so that we can we have to take our time and we can answer to everyone through our WhatsApp group.
Please others who have Amin Parsa, he asked two questions. That does any university college offer the disaster management course through distance mode? There are many like IGNOU, and we are also Vasudevanji working on the similar aspect. Right, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There, sir.
Sir, please. Who is this? Please, can you tell your name?
My name is Deepak. Yeah, my name is Deepak Pal, sir.
Please, Deepak Pal ji. Namaskar.
नमस्कार सर. सर मुझे क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा था, if you allow, sir.
It is a question answer round, so it is very much allowed. Please.
Yeah, thank you so much for this wonderful session, sir. मेरा क्वेश्चन सर just था I have been working in the disaster management field for last 6 years. I
Okay.
have completed my MA in
Mhm.
disaster management from Annamalai University with 60% marks. Tamil Nadu, sir.
Yes, yes.
So I just want to appear for this NET examination. So what is the age criteria, and how can I appear, because I have also family responsibility. So it
Okay.
is possible that I can do from distance that if I want to do a PhD in disaster management further.
PhD in distance mode you are asking about?
Yes.
Okay. Just one second. Can you turn on your video, please?
Okay, my video.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's
How
see each other.
old are you, Deepak Palji?
No,
I am
this
a
is not my
35 35 years.
35 years. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Just a minute, sir. I just opened my video. I think this is a audio mode. Is there possible?
No, both the mode, audio and video, both the mode you can.
I'm not getting that video mode.
I
Actually, in
have
this
seen
is,
some of your applications, but not on your feed.
yeah, it is showing that audio only mode.
Okay, audio only mode.
Agency, audio only mode.
Mhm.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
can you see the screen?
Yes, yes.
So as far as you can see this is the notification from the last year, and here were the age limit and relaxation criteria. So not more than 30
Okay.
years or first day of the month on which the examination is concluded. Okay. So this is not going to
Okay.
change. It is just the addition of one more subject. All the age related criteria and all the aspects which were common, they are not going to change in this exam. Okay. So you can go through
Okay.
with this. It is easily available. Okay. So there are three criteria. That's why for GRF there is 30 years, and assistant professor this is no upper age criteria, or admission for PhD there is no upper age criteria. And as per the
Okay.
category, the people or the aspirants are going to find the relaxation according to that. Like OBC category, there is a 5-year relaxation, and similarly there is a written mention of the criteria is available on the website. You can find it, and I will also share. Okay. Hope I
Okay.
answered
Okay.
your question.
So is it possible that I can do that PhD simultaneously with my current work? Actually, I am working in the project of Sendai framework for disaster risk reduction, hosted in Assam as a consultant.
You can prepare
So
for these exams. There is no restriction for preparing the exam. If you qualify that, you are going to get the benefit.
okay.
So
Okay, I got it.
any other question?
I think the participants are left also, some of them. We can have it in our feedback link, sir. Whatever the
Okay,
question
sir.
there
Okay.
is.
So now we are summing up the session, and
Mm.
summing up, let's so I am first of all I am thankful to Director IIDM K. Vasudevan sir,
I also thank to you, sir,
who
and all
accepted
the panelists.
my proposal
Yes,
for conducting this type of session, which is not a conventional disaster management training program or the webinar.
Yes,
It was
sir,
a
yes,
new
sir.
innovation from our side as well. Yes,
sir.
we can work a lot on the time management as well, but this is a
Sure, sir.
topic which was really need some information. Like if you try to share the link of the website where the material is available, it will take time.
Sure.
If you discuss
Sure,
the
sir.
10
Yes, sir.
units of the salary, it will take time. That's why we will work on the next
Sure,
on
sir.
the
We
time.
are having
management
very
aspect.
good panelists, such a experienced panelists are like having a good background of financial and aspects. So all can contribute so that the student will get benefited, sir.
Right.
Definitely, we will have on a good platform to do that.
Right. And
Yeah.
thank you to, and special thanks to Dr. Ashish Panda sir, Deputy Secretary NITI Aayog, for joining us and enlighten us on an overview of the UGC-NET disaster management aspect. And to Raj Lakshmi ma'am, who is Associate Professor at United College, and she is also consultant of Indian Army, sir. And Dr. Rajneesh Ranjan sir, who is ex-NDM and an IDM, for joining us in today's program and enlighten us with such a rich material, resources. And of course, Dr. Amit Sinha sir, who is with us till end and answered
Thank
the
you.
queries.
Thank you so much,
Thank you
sir.
so much, Amit Sinha sir, for
Thank you,
your
sir.
very
Thank you.
valuable time. Dr.
Thank you so
Aparna
much.
Bera ma'am, Dr. Aparna Bera Roy Chaudhary ma'am, she also provided her valuable time, and of course, Akansha Pandey ma'am, assistant professor from very reputed Rashtriya Raksha University, which is recently inaugurated in Uttar Pradesh, and it is an initiative of Ministry of Home Affairs and Government of India. And such eminent speakers provided the information. And we also received the blessings of Dr. Vishwajit Roy Chaudhary sir, who joined us in this program. And he is the chairman of SYARD, a very proactive network which is nowadays working on various aspects of disaster management and allied issues of climate change and similar topics, and particularly contribute toward the research on policy framework, policy making. And at last, all the participants, thank you for your time and trusting on the webinar and our concept of providing the guidance. Our aim is to provide you the best guidance from the best expert. And with these words, we will try to continue this program if we receive the good feedback. And as per the response, we will plan our next activity, sir, and we will also request in advance about your time and your contribution to the cause. With these words, I would like to sum up here. Thank you so much
Thank
to
you.
all the participants.
And many conclusion to organizer Avadesh ji for taking initiative to hold such program. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Sir, anyhow, we will have our further program very shortly, sir.
Sure.
So, as engineer sir is always pre-scheduling all those things.
Actually, the problem is I am receiving the request of the classes.
Yes.
You know, we are also already engaged in many activities. So the time is the main constant.
Yes,
So
that's the thing,
we will discuss it later on. So
okay, sir. As per the panelists available, then we can every fortnight we can have classes with informative things
we will plan,
to the student.
We will plan, sir, as per your guidance. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Aparna ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Such an unparalleled program. Thank you, Aris.
Yes.
Thank you.
Have a nice Sunday and have a nice evening to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I am ending this.
Okay, sir. I will talk to you over phone. Yes.
Recording will be available shortly. So people can sign out, and I'm ending this meeting now. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.